Oh, I'm gonna wave my flag and count all the reasons we are the champions. There ain't no turning back. Saying, oh, can't you taste the feeling? Saying, oh, we all together singing. Look how far we.
Well, all right. The fate of the Super Eagles of Nigeria definitely lies in their hands, but then not really in their hands. Where you talk about our quest to qualify for the FIFA Men's World Cup set to be hosted by the United States of America, Mexico, and Canada in the year 2026. Yes, for South Africa, they won their game yesterday. And how many points are they ahead of the Super Eagles of Nigeria? In about an hour, 56 minutes, 54 minutes, they will be in action against the Amavubi's of Rwanda. They are at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium there in Uyo. Well, outside of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, which definitely tops our attention for today, we'll also discuss about a bit of Nigerian football. We know that match day 3 of the Nigeria Premier Football League games are set to go down later today, and also tomorrow, where we'll talk about the NPFL fixtures. And the biggest one is going on here in Ibadan, where it would be the Oluyole Warriors who would definitely take on their opponents in Ikorodu City in the Nigeria Premier Football League match day 3 encounter. We also take a look at some of the fixtures in the NPFL and the chances of some teams getting the victory for themselves in the NPFL. How many teams are perfect in the NPFL? Well, we'll talk about the standings. Bayelsa United and Warri Wolves. Can they go into match day 3 securing a maximum 3 points to have 9 points from 3 games? Also away from that, Rofiat Imuran, she's in action presently. And then we also discuss about her performance. I know my guest on the show this afternoon is definitely having a handful watching Rofiat Imuran, whose side is playing against Arsenal Football Club. They are in the WSL, and that's their first game. And then for our club side, they have no affiliation to any men's football. But in the women's football, I think she is showcasing herself to be a solid acquisition into the side. AGT joins me on the show this lovely afternoon. We'll discuss about the Super Eagles of Nigeria before Dolapo and Peter. They also join me on the second segment of the show. We are discussing about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Good afternoon, AGT. Hello.
Good afternoon to you, SAMIES. It's good to be back here on the show to discuss a lot that is happening around Nigerian football, from the Super Eagles to NPFL to basically everything around football this weekend. Of course, it's the international break and we do not have club football for the male aspect, but the Women's Super League in England started yesterday, and currently today we have a Nigerian in action against Arsenal Women. They are currently losing against Arsenal Women 2-1, but she's been impressive so far. So yeah, it's good to be back on the show with you, SAMIES, and let's talk sports.
Well, all right. We know we are open to talk sports and in a favorable manner for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I know that's one thing in which a lot of people would actually want us to discuss, but we would start from that angle. Let's start straight from the Nigeria Premier Football League, where we have games set to go down this weekend. I picked out 2 sides who remain without blemish in the NPFL. That's Bayelsa United and Warri Wolves. They have a maximum 6 points from 2 games played. And to say that these sides are yet to concede, alongside El Kanemi Warriors, they are yet to concede as well. But then we talk about maybe Eyimba also yet to concede in the NPFL. But then you talk about the performance of this side. They are going into match day 3. Can we say this is also that an early starter for these guys? Talking about Bayelsa and Warri Wolves in the NPFL. We know we have other fixtures in the NPFL set to go down this weekend. And like I said, the biggest one for me, and maybe for you also and maybe others, it is Shooting Stars against Ikorodu City in the NPFL, because for Shooting Stars, they remain with 1 point from 2 games played, and that 1 point was picked up in Benin at the Ogbemudia Stadium there in Benin City. Remember, we lost our first game, 1 goal to nil here against Bayelsa United, also in the NPFL. But this weekend, it is just Shooting Stars against Ikorodu City, amongst other fixtures are set to go down. AGT, which of these fixtures in the NPFL are you looking forward to? And what do you have to say about Bayelsa United and Warri Wolves with a maximum 6 points from 2 games played thus far in the NPFL?
Yeah, first off, my biggest game, the game I'm looking forward to this weekend has to be that game between Shooting Stars and the Ikorodu City. Of course, it's a rivalry renewed because the head coach of the Ikorodu City last season, speaking about Nuruddin Awerolo, is now the coach of Shooting Stars this season. That shows you that he knows them so well, and it's going to be a good return for Ikorodu City back to Ibadan. Also, one of the directors at Ikorodu City last season, speaking about Tobi Adepoju-Oganla, is now the sporting director of Shooting Stars this season. So that tells you something. Definitely. It's a familiar foe between each other. They know themselves. And of course, it's going to be a very tough game because you have 2 teams. The manager knows the other team. And then he's now bringing a new side, this new look Shooting Star side to face them this season. So yeah, it's going to be a very big game. I'm going to be watching out for that one. And I'm going to definitely have my eyes on that game.
Well, definitely, you are looking forward to that game. But looking at both sides, also still in the NPFL, for Shooting Stars, they went to Benin, and that was last weekend, to pick up 1 point against the Bendel Insurance. They scored first, but Bendel Insurance still in the first half pegged them back to that 1-1. While for Ikorodu City, they played out a goalless draw against El Kanami Warriors also last Sunday. But we go to their match day 1 encounter where Ikorodu City also drew against the Kwara United. But for Shooting Stars, they lost in front of their home fans. 1-0 to the hands of Bayelsa United. So for these sides, going into this game, for Ikorodu City, this was the sort of start they had last season in the NPFL. And they actually managed themselves, they got the momentum to finish 4th in the NPFL last season. And would you also say that it's so much of an early start to condemn these sides? We know it's a new manager. It was not Nuruddin Awerolo who started with Ikorodu City also last season. But you look at their performance, the 2 games they've played this season, yet to score, yet to concede, but it is not the best of results for that Ikorodu City.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a very tough game, like I said earlier. And for Shooting Stars, it's not been the best of starts to the new season because, of course, you would expect that. It's a new team, it's a new gaffer, it's a new management, and of course, you expect them to try to gel in the opening games. Of course, the first game against Bayelsa United was lost by 1-0, courtesy of that good header from Bayelsa United. And of course, they went away to Benin and got a valuable point on the road, and that was even a better performance because Shooting Stars even played how they were expected to play against Bendel Insurance. They did not just sit back like most teams do away from home in the NPFL. They actually played good football and got 1 point against Bendel Insurance, a point on the road. And bringing that point to come and face Ikorodu City at home. Remember that Ikorodu City held Shooting Stars to a draw right here in Adamasingba last season, a goalless draw, and away in Lagos, they got the win over Shooting Stars 2-1. So there will be revenge on their minds. They want to get all the 3 points against Ikorodu City tomorrow in the NPFL.
Surely that's a debut to look at for in the Nigeria Premier Football League, for match day 3 encounter. Yeah. But then I said about Bayelsa United, 6 points from 2 games. Their first game defeating Shooting Stars, and in their second game, that's talking about Bayelsa defeating New Boys, Barral Football Club, 2-0. But for Warri Wolves, in their first game, they got the better of Katsina United. It was an away victory for themselves. And then we say that in their second game for Warri Wolves, they defeated Enugu Rangers by 2-0. Is this a sort of statement from Warri Wolves this season, defeating Enugu Rangers by 2-0? And I know that the first game, maybe a lot of people would say that it was also not the best of performance, but they defeated Katsina United also still by 1-0.
Well, for Warri Wolves, I think it's a good start, but we can't use it to judge at this point in time getting a win over Enugu Rangers, no doubt, is very good. But Enugu Rangers have not been convincing from last season, to be honest. And I think Warri Wolves, they should impress this season, because in the NPFL they played good football last season in the NPFL, and coming into the last season in the NNL rather, and coming into the NPFL this season, one would expect them to impress more and even play better. So yeah, the result against Enugu Rangers was very good for Warri Wolves, to be honest. But at the same time, I think it's still early days. Let's still see if they actually have the capacity to continue and actually do better this season in the NPFL.
All right, we look forward to the level of performance from Barrow Football Club, not Barrow now, Warri Wolves and Bayelsa United in the NPFL, as they have a maximum 6 points from 2 games played. But we'll take a look at the top 5. The defending champions are fourth on the standing with 4 points from 2 games played. And we know that the continental football also will still come in handy for all of these ones when they play through the preliminary stages. I think that's before the end of this month. So what should we expect more from these big boys, those who qualified for continental football in the Nigeria Premier Football League, since we know that our coefficient value is not the best when we talk about Nigerian club sides, and also the level of performance these club sides they give when they get to play on the continent?
Yeah, for me this season, I think we're going to have a performance that is okay. I won't say too impressive. Now, what do I mean? Coming into the new season, the new sides like the sides in the continental sports, that's Remo Stars, Abia Warriors, Rivers United,
and Remo Stars.
Yeah, and also Kwara United. Kwara United, I don't think they're going to be getting. I don't think they're going to be playing too well, to be honest, for Kwara United on the continent this season. But at the same time, when you look at Remo Stars, they made some signings which have been very impressive. Bringing players from Mali, signing Keita, signing some players that, I'm bringing back Mbaoma also from the Rwandan league. I think Remo Stars are having their focuses on continental football for this season alongside the league, and I think they should be able to impress. But at the same time, when you look at who they're actually going to be facing, they are going to be facing Mamelodi Sundowns if they get past the first round of the qualifiers. And I think Mamelodi Sundowns is not going to be very easy to beat, and I don't think it's even possible for Remo Stars to actually get past them. But at the same time, Remo Stars have made good signings, and one would expect that they will play better on the continent this season. For Abia Warriors, they also made some signings, bringing in players from Enyimba to join their squad. And it's going to be also another impressive performance for them, I hope, because they have someone like Imama Amakpakabo who actually knows his onions and would be ready to lead them well in continental sports this season. So overall, I expect not too much from this side, from the teams that qualified, but at the same time, I expect them to put in a good performance that would be worthy of praise and recognition this season.
Remo Stars, Rivers United playing in the CAF Champions League preliminary stages, Abia Warriors and Kwara United in the CAF, Confederations Cup. But then we know that it's not been the best of performance also for Nigerian sides since Yimba in the 03-04. But we move away from that also. And quickly, what I can say is not the best of results also for Rufia Timoran's London City Lionesses. 4-1 now.
Yeah.
They've actually come
out.
I'm listening.
Yeah, it's now 3 or 4.
4-1. Freedom Anum scored the 4th goal. Stina Blackstenius has scored the 3rd goal in that encounter. And it is...
for the 3rd goal, I think Imran was fouled, but it was not given.
Okay. We know that that's a subject to the officiating and also the use of video assistant referee. But then, how can you describe the level of performance by Rufia Timoran in this encounter? Yes, we know that for London City playing in the WSL, a top flight of women's football in England, it's not such an easy feat. It was the hard work in which the team they actually put in getting promotion. And they are in their first game, getting whitewashed to the hands of Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah, for Rafia Timuran, I won't say it's the worst of performances because she actually started well.
I saw a strike from
started
her.
at left wing back.
A strike from her. I hit the crossbar.
Yeah, so she started at left wing back for London City Lionesses and did well against Chloe Kelly in the opening stages of the game. But Arsenal would always be Arsenal. Even after London Lionesses scored the first goal of the game through a penalty, Arsenal still did well to actually get back into that game and then even get more goals. So yeah, Rafia Timuran didn't have the worst of performances, but at the same time, well, Arsenal would always be Arsenal. And London City Lionesses, I expect them to play better this season because with what they showed in this first game, they showed that they are actually not going to be pushovers if they are able to just gel and get their acts together, because it's not going to be easy just getting promotion from the championship coming into the WSL this season. They'll face tough opposition, but I expect them to actually do better as they progress and as the team gets to know each other better.
The team definitely are growing to know each other better in the WSL now. But still talking about women's football and still on the continent. For ASEC Mimosas ladies, and they triumphed over Bayelsa Queens yesterday on penalties to qualify for the 2025 WAFU Women's Champions League. Not the best of performances for that. Talking about Nigerian side, Bayelsa Queens, where they actually lost in they considered first in that encounter, but on penalties, 8-7. They actually lost. Remember that Bayelsa Queens, the 2025 Nigeria Women's Football League champions. Well, they are not going to be playing, or that's talking about Women's Champions League football. That's talking about continental football. How big of a miss is this for them? And you talk about their level of performance also.
Well, for Bayelsa Queens, it's going to be a big miss because they would have been the only Nigerian team that would play on the continent, because it's only one team that qualifies from WAFU B right now. But they weren't able to get the win last night. They lost on penalties to ASEC Mimosas 9-8. After they actually impressed me in that game on 90 minutes and in extra time, they did well to actually, try to get something from the game. But they missed their chances. And when it got down to penalties, ASEC Mimosas proved they were very lethal. They didn't let Monle Omini save any of their penalties, and of course they won by 9 spot kicks to 8. So yeah, it's going to be a big miss because we won't have any Nigerian team in the CAF Women's Champions League next season. But at the same time, Bayelsa Queens did well. I mean, getting to the finals of the WAFU B Championship just losing out on penalties. It's not all gloomy for them. They can try again in the NWFL next season. But of course, it's going to be a very big miss because we won't have any Nigerian team in the CAF Women's Champions League next season.
All right. Not the best of stories as regards Nigeria women's football in that front. But we know that it's just the countdown to the release of the starting 11 for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Players are set to take on to the field of play.
The starting 11 is out.
Oh, okay, the starting 11 is out. But is there a big omission for you from that starting 11 that you've actually been able to lay your hands upon?
Yeah, the biggest omission is Super Eagles captain William Tristikong has been benched today from the squad that is going to face Rwanda. Instead, Benjamin Frederick, the FC Denda defender, starts in his place alongside Calvin Bassey in defense today for the Super Eagles, as they would face Rwanda in the World Cup qualifiers. So that's the big miss for me from the Super Eagles lineup. William Tristikong benched for Benjamin Frederick. And of course, the full starting 11, Stanley Wabali starts in goal, Frederick and Calvin Bassey, centre-back pairing. At right-back, we have Olaino. At left-back, we have Bruno Onyemachi. Onyeka Ndidi and Alex Iwobi make up the midfield. And of course, Ademola Lookman, Moses Simon, and Victor Osimhen leads the line today against Rwanda.
All right, there you listen to AGT roll out the lineup for that encounter. We know the game definitely has its own cost Wilfred did the captains the side. Stanley Wabali, who survived that injury scare, also is in goal. Frederick Basi, Aino, Bruno Yemechi, Wilfred Didi, Alexander Iwobi, Franco Ika the Tank, Moses Simon. They call him Daddy. He has a new club side also. They're still in France. Demola Lukman and Victor James Osimhen. They lead the line for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I know maybe you are eager to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but we want to buy more time before we talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria when we come back from this commercial. But yesterday for South Africa, they got their victory, and the victory definitely puts the Super Eagles in a much more difficult situation now in our bid to qualify to the 2026 Men's World Cup, set to be hosted by the United States of America, Mexico, and Canada. Yesterday for South Africa, it was a walk in the park for them. They got that victory, magnificent victory over Lesotho. Not only them now, we talk about our opponents still that's in that group where they actually got a deserving victory also, and it leaves the Super Eagles of Nigeria hanging. What a performance or what results in which these guys got yesterday. Those who definitely took to the field of play yesterday. And how much are you impressed with the games that were played yesterday on the continent? Morocco, first African side to qualify to the FIFA Men's World Cup.
Yeah, for me, South Africa did very well, to be honest. Getting that 3-0 win, they did what they had to do so that they won't have to rely on permutations and calculations like Nigeria always have to.
And possible points deduction.
Yeah, of course, until that is actually made to happen, I don't think we should set our sights on it, to be honest. Because if it eventually doesn't happen, we have to try to play. We have to just try to do what we have to do to get the wins. And at this point in time, it is going to be very, very tough, to be honest, because our fate for the World Cup is actually not in our hands. If we are going to be looking at it holistically, because South Africa lead, we are in fourth with 7 points. We have two teams above us that are head and shoulders above us on the table. So I think the result for South Africa yesterday just made it tough for us. And now, even if we beat Rwanda, we'll be on 10 points. And being on 10 points means that we'll still be third and then below Benin Republic in second. And the fact is that South Africa already have 16 points in first. There's no way we are reaching that 16 points. And the playoff is for the second best teams of each group. The Super Eagles are not yet the second best. Of course, we still have 4 games to play. But at the same time, I think it's going to be very, very dicey. The results that we've seen yesterday from South Africa, getting that 3-0 win yesterday.
When you hear EGT says that we are not at the second best team, you look at the second best teams in each group. I wrote this out yesterday, but they've changed. You look at the 9 teams that also occupy that bracket. Gabon, they have 18 points. Cameroon, they now have 15 points. Senegal, 15 points. Burkina Faso, 14 points. Madagascar, 13 points. Namibia, 12 points. Uganda, they have 12 points. Benin, who is in our group, they also have 11 points. And Tanzania, who are yet to play, they have 10 points. Should Tanzania get a victory, you tell that it's also not going to be the best of a situation for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because we won't find ourselves in this bracket. So it's also going to be difficult because Nigerian football. But we know we will come back after this break. We'll discuss about the Super Eagles proper now. How did we get to this situation, this position where we now need all the miracles in this world, all the sheer luck in this world to reach the FIFA Men's World Cup after missing out on the previous edition there in Qatar? We all are still listening to the voice of Oluwatimileye SAMIES on the program The Pitch, right on 32 FM 94.9. I've been joined by AGT, and when we come back from this break, hopefully Peter and Dolakwa will join me, and then we'll discuss about the Super Eagles of Nigeria proper, and if this is our best legs going into this game against that Rwanda, the Amavubi's of Rwanda, in match day 7 of 10 in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. The program is still the pitch. We'll return after this break.
Listening to 32 FM 94.9.
ẹ máa rọra o ẹ jẹ́ ká gbẹ́sẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ láàrin ìṣẹ́jú méjì a ó dòrò ilé wa.
ìṣẹ́jú méjì a sì ti rin kìlómítà kan ẹ dákun orí ilẹ̀ là ń lọ ní àbáginjù àmọ́ gbé èèyàn mọ́ tí ẹ ṣáàjùlé ọ̀run.
bí ẹ bá gbóhùn èèyàn mọ́ mo lérò pé ṣáà ń gbóhùn àwọn yòókù tí ń ké sí o sí o ohun ojú wọn lójú rí nígbà tí ọ̀rọ̀ ilé àti ilẹ̀ títà ti di tajà tẹran ń lèmi ti mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn olùgbàdì jìbìtì tó pọ̀ jáǹtì rẹ̀ àwọn tí wọn ò kó tọrọ nìkan lèmi lè júwe soft sand property fún iléeṣẹ́ talétalẹ̀ tó wọn àti tatu fm jọ ń ṣe àṣepọ̀ yíkáyíká ìlú Ìbàdàn ni wọ́n nílé tí wọ́n sì nílẹ̀ sí fẹ́lifẹ́li ní àwọn estate wa yìí gbóná lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ àwa la ní Orange Estate tó wà ní Ìdó níbi àwọn ọlọ́lá ń kọ́lé sí bákan náà ní Mango Estate tó wà lákùfọ̀ lójú ọ̀nà Lifehouse International School ìṣẹ́jú méjì ní secondary school lákùfọ̀ iṣẹ́ tún lọ lọ́wọ́ lórí Banana Estate tó wà ní ẹ̀bá ojú irin omi àdìo ohun tí a fi yàtọ̀ sí aráyòkú ni pé bí ẹ bá ti ń sanwó ilẹ̀ yín fún soft sand property ní 32 FM ni wọ́n ti máa já rìsíìtì fún yín ṣe wá rí pé abẹ́rẹ́ tiwa lókun nídìí bí ẹ bá wá ní ilé tàbí ilẹ̀ tí ẹ fẹ́ tà tàbí tí ẹ fẹ́ rà ẹ kàn sí wa ní 32 FM Àjàkẹ́ni Cocoa House nìbàdàn tàbí kí ẹ pè sórí àwọn nọ́mbà yìí 09115550055 tàbí sórí 09164615000 soft sands property òrùlé fún tẹrú tọmọ.
kò bá jẹ́ 24 29 tàbí 32 ṣáà ti fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wa lórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ kàn tẹ 32 FM 949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀.
Win 20,000 Naira daily with Cocoa Box and 32 FM. Partnering with 32 FM 94.9, Cocoa Box offers you a chance to win 20,000 Naira daily with just 500 Naira. Here's how to play. 1. Dial *347*253# and follow the prompts. 2. Indicate the number of times you want to play. 3. It generates a one-time account number for payment. 4. Make payments via your bank app, USSD, or visit a nearby POS with generated account number. Important, the account number is valid for a few minutes and for that specific transaction only. Please note that if you don't complete the transaction on this generated account, you won't be able to create another one. Increase your chances. Play multiple times to boost your odds of winning. Draw schedule. Raffle draw 9:30 a.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Every week, 32 people will win 20,000 Naira each. 8 lucky winners daily, each winning 20,000 Naira. Get started. Dial *347*253# now and win big with just 500 Naira.
Báwo ni òkú ṣe ń sọnù ní dìpátímẹ́ǹtì yín gan-an pàápàá?
Bókù ṣe ń sọnù, à ń san oúnjẹ ni.
Mo lóògùn o. Oògùn burúkú ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀.
ẹ̀yin àti tani takùnrin níwájú tani.
Adégbìtẹ́ o, ọba Adégbìtẹ́ o, kádé pẹ́ lórí kí bàtà pẹ́lẹ́sẹ̀ kẹ́ ló lẹ̀ yí pẹ́ ọba Adégbìtẹ́ o.
sinimá lórí ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 kí ìrètí gbé wọjà ìjó tòun àjò kí ìrètí gbé wọjà ayọ̀ tòun ayọ̀ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ àsìkò tó wà yìí o láti máa jẹ̀gbáládùn ètò àràmàǹdà tí ń ṣàfihàn sinimá àgbéléwò Yorùbá Nollywood lédè Yorùbá pọ́nbélé ẹ jẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ yànnàná ẹ̀ kádẹ́jàmọ̀ yàtọ̀ sẹ́jà ẹ gbọ́ báwo ni ìtàn ọ̀hún ṣe rí àwọn òwò lẹ̀dá ìtàn àwọn òṣèré wo ló kópa nú ẹ̀ báwo ni wọ́n ṣe kópa ṣé wọ́n fakọyọ àbí wọn ò fakọyọ ẹ máa pàdé Waheed Ìṣọ̀lá ọ̀rọ̀ lábẹ́ pírẹsẹ̀ntà ní gbogbo ọjọ́rú Wednesday látàgò 12 kọjá ìṣẹ́jú 10 ọ̀sán tààgò kan ó fi ró kan gó lórí ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 sinimá àgbéléwò Yorùbá Nollywood tó jáde lọ́sẹ̀ yìí àwòjọ yànnàná ẹ̀ ni yóò dùn tòmí alágbàdo.
kápẹ́ dèlò èdè fèdè yangan àtàwọn àkànlò èdè ayàwòrán tó perégedé fìrómọ̀rí sí fènìyàn pohùn àtàwọn ìṣàmúlò ẹwà èdè Yorùbá tó jíire lẹ́yìn máa pápádé lórí ètò Yorùbá dùn ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ajé láago 8 àṣálẹ́ ṣaago 8 kọjá 20 ìṣẹ́jú pẹ̀lú ìtúpalẹ̀ àwọn lítírẹ́sì eré oníṣe tó kún fọ́gbọ́n ìmọ̀ òye àṣà ìrírí lọ́pọ̀ yanturu tá a fi gbélé ayé tó kọ́mọ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 lẹ́wọ̀sì máa gbọ́ ètò Yorùbá dùn pẹ̀lú Olúbímpé Fátóyè àtọ́kùn ètò a kì í fowó ròyìn kó má lè kọ́ni lójú Olúgbénga Ìdòwú òya gbé sókè. ọjọ́ 17 tí wọ́n ṣe ìgbéyàwó ni olóyè pé ilé ọmọ Dèbó jáde ó sì gé ó fi aṣọ funfun wé. boko jìnnà ìlà kì í kó ìpàdé tó dọ̀jú ajé ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí nìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 yorùbá dùn yorùbá rẹwà yorùbá wò mí jọjọ.
32 FM
94.9.
The program is still The Pitch right on 32 FM 94.9. Listening to the voice of Oluwatimilei and SAMIES on the program this lovely Saturday afternoon. We had the Super Eagles of Nigeria in about an hour and 24 minutes. They'll take onto the field of play against the 𝐒𝐈𝐵s of Rwanda. They are the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. A lot of people would actually wonder, why am I emphasizing on the Super Eagles of Nigeria take on the 𝐒𝐈𝐵s of Rwanda? This is the situation where we found ourselves as a nation. Consecutive years, we're on the verge of not qualifying to the FIFA Men's World Cup. And the question has been, are players who are in their prime, if we don't go to this World Cup, what will be of the national team come next 4 years? That would be 2029. And the next World Cup would be 2030. Said to be hosted by African side Morocco, European side Spain, and Portugal. But then, for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, AGT rolled out the lineup for us earlier. But we'll take a look at that again. Wabali, Frederick, Bassi, Aino, Bruno Gruma, Bruno Onyemaechi. Beg your pardon. Wilfred Didi. We also have Alexander Iwobi, Frank Oyeka, Moses Simon, Ademola Lookman, and Victor Osimhen, back-to-back African players of the year. For Lookman, he hasn't been on the field of play this season. Osimhen, yes, he has been. Simon, yes, he has been. Oyeka, he has been. Iwobi, he has been. Indeed, with Besiktas, yes, he has been. Bruno Onyemaechi, yes, he has been. Olaoluwa, yes. Calvin Bassey, yes. Frederick, yes. Wabali, yes. In the South African League. Is this our best 11 going into this crucial game? Dolapo, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, SAMIES, and good afternoon, AGT. Well, for the manager, for the coach, I don't want to call him manager now. I don't understand what he's trying to do. Well, you have to tweak things. I understand what he's doing there, but I'm not very sure. I was not expecting Ademola Lookman to start this game. For me, because for someone who has not played any competitive game since the end of last season, he has been training personally, he has not trained with his team. I was expecting him to start. Maybe even if he's going to play this game at all, he should start from the bench. But now he's starting. Yeah, we need this game. It's a game we have to win. But with what we have and with him, I'm not very sure of how fit he is. I know how good he can be, but how fit is he? He has trained with the team for maybe 4 or 5 days. It's not that he has played for his team this season. I was expecting him to start from the bench. But this team is still good enough when you look at the type of country we want to play. Wilfred Ndidi has been playing for Besiktas Stars. Alexander Iwobi, if he is the same Iwobi I used to see at Fulham, maybe it's good enough to start. But with the Iwobi I've been seeing with the Super Eagles of Nigeria for the past few games now, he has not really been bringing in the form he had when he's playing for his club side. He has not been bringing that to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Calvin Bassey have been good at Fulham this season as well. I'm not very sure about how Fredericks have been good. Onyeka has also been playing well. This team is good enough to take on this Rwandan side and to beat them. But I'm not just very sure with what I've seen us do this time around. For the past few games now, they've not been performing well. They've only won one game in this group stage. Just one win out of their 6 games they've played. And this game, knowing fully well, you lose this game or you draw this game, say bye-bye to the World Cup tickets. Just like you said earlier, most of these guys, by the time of the next World Cup, the 2030 World Cup, most of them won't be with this team again if they fail to qualify for this one. So, huge work for them. South Africa has won their game yesterday. Benin Republic has performed well as well. They are playing at home in a stadium where they've not won any of their World Cup qualifiers this year. the first 3 games they played at home, they've not won any of it. So they would want to do well at home today. But with this team, with this lineup, when you look at it on paper, yes, this is a strong side. But on the field of play, I'm not very sure.
AGC, I never wanted to out Dolapo from that statement he made that this is a good 11. It's also a strong one. Considering the nation we want to play, which is Rwanda. Now, can we say that we've actually respected or we didn't respect all the teams in which we've been playing in the recent games, in the last 6 games? Because for you to say that for Dolapo to say that this is a good 11 to go to get maximum points against a certain country, that's Rwanda, in this encounter. If we are saying other nations in the group are not as good as us, we won't find ourselves in this position. We are below Rwanda in this World Cup qualifiers, AGT.
Well, looking at the starting lineup, I think 𝐒𝐿 is trying to be conservative and at the same time is just trying to do everything right. Now, while I understand that 𝐷 Troost-Ekong was benched because his season just started in the Saudi Pro League and Benjamin Frederick has been playing consistently for FC Denda in Belgium. And also, I want us to remember that goal that we considered late against Zimbabwe from Chirewa was due to an error from 𝐷 Troost-Ekong. So there have always been backlash of people saying, oh, Ekong should be dropped and all of that. Now,
a lot of people are actually
𝐒𝐿 is only trying.
Sorry, please, AGT.
Yeah.
People are going back into this game to fault 𝐷 Troost-Ekong. I remember also in that encounter, Wilfred Ndidi had a sitter in that game against Zimbabwe. He didn't convert.
Yeah, definitely. Wilfred Ndidi also had a chance that he missed from point blank range right in front of the goalpost. But at the same time, I think 𝐒𝐿 just, he wants to do everything right. Because looking at that midfield, starting Wilfred Ndidi and Frank Onyeka at the same time shows that he's trying to be, very protective in the midfield. And then he will give Alex Iwobi that room to just go forward like he has always done at Fulham this season. Maybe join Lookman on the wings or just play as that number 10 up front. Now, I think I agree a bit with Dolapo's point that Lookman should not have started. But in training, Lookman was one of the most, one of the players that was just buzzing all through. He was trying to be professional and
I think
even despite all that he's been through this summer.
He has a point to prove.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a very big reason to start him in this game because he wants to show that you clubs that didn't come to sign me, you are actually missing out on something. And he has a point to prove today against Rwanda. So Lookman starting today may not be the best of options for a lot of people because he's not played any game, obviously. He's been training alone before he just joined Atalanta again after going on strike initially. But at the same time, I think it's a strong lineup. We'll see Lookman on the left, on the right. Him and Moses Simon could always interchange. Moses Simon has been impressive for Paris FC this season too, getting 2 goals and an assist, if I stand to be corrected. And yeah, it's going to be a very good game, of course. I'm just particularly concerned about that centre-back pairing of Calvin Bassey and Benjamin Frederick. This is going to be the first time that we're going to see the two of them play together. And at the same time, it is a very, very competitive game.
Being a competition.
So yeah, I don't know if this is the best game to be testing. Be testing new legs. But at the same time, I think you need to do what you have to do. That's just it.
Well, we need to do what we have to do. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, can they get a maximum 3 points against Rwanda? At least to have 10 points. Because of the 6 games we played, we have just 1 win, 3 draws, and 1 defeat. To be a part of the program, you can call into the studio 07055-949, 08097,949, or 0906-2000-949. That's the numbers in which you can call also to be a part of the program. That's on 32 FM 94.9, where we discuss about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I go again, 0705 5000 949 0809 7000 949. Those are the numbers in which you can call to reach us in the studio of 32 FM 94.9. All right, so still in Group C, Zimbabwe without a victory. It looks like they are out of the party to qualify for the World Cup. South Sudan, we look at those nations also out of the party too in qualification for the World Cup. But the only country that has been confirmed out, let's say we have two countries confirmed out. We have Djibouti. They are confirmed out of the World Cup qualifiers as well. South Toby and Principe, they are out. Well. Chad, they are out of the competition as well. And then Eswatini, Eritrea, they've been suspended. That's just before the commencement of the World Cup qualifiers as well. Zimbabwe, well, not yet. South Sudan, not yet. But then, I know it's definitely going to be, that's a big one in the coming weeks. So we'll talk about African World Cup qualification games. All right, so we know that we still have a segment still to go on the show, which definitely is still going to be about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We've not discussed about how we got into this position, who is to be blamed. Our first 4 games where we were unable to grind out a victory. 𝐿 came on board. It was a difficult task for him, but more like we saw the light in the first game. He took over. We won. In the second game, we were on the verge of winning, but at the end of the day, we let our guard down. We considered a late-minute goal in that encounter. But yes, now the question is, for you, AGT, 𝐶𝐈𝐒𝐿, the new coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, we saw the team he went out with at the African Championships, which was co-hosted by Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. So we talk about their performance, or his performance also as the head coach. I remember I was telling Dolakbo and Peter that the African Nations Championship would be the result for him is going to be his examination pass. And that's a big exam for him if he is really still going to be in charge of Nigerian football or not. But so far, he didn't do well. The team didn't do well. Of 3 games played, 2 defeats, 1 win. And now the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they are on his shoulders once again.
Well, for 𝐿, I think assessing his performance right now is not been the worst of performances, and at the same time, it's not been the best, because even the boys themselves have not covered themselves in glory. That's just the main truth. Most of them are not playing up to how they normally play at their club sides.
You can go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so for 𝐿, I won't put all of the blame on him, because the players have also not covered themselves in glory. This is not the best performances that these guys put in at their club sides, if we are being honest. But at the same time, 𝐿 has chosen to be rigid most times, and now it's even surprising to see that he's decided to go with the 4-3-3 formation today, as opposed to what he likes doing with the 4-4-2 diamond, even with the Chan Eagles and of course the Super Eagles. But he's trying to be open-minded today, because this is very, very important, and Nigerians need this win more than anything. So yeah, in the opening games for 𝐿, it's not been the best of performances, but at the same time, the Super Eagles players have not been at their best, so I can't really fault 𝐿 for, the performances of the Super Eagles since he took charge of the team.
The performance of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, well, maybe not the best for me. So I want to ask Dolakwa as well. We've seen games now, the Unity Cup. I want to count the number of games he has played. 2 with the national team. That was the first in the World Cup qualifiers. 2 at the Unity Games. 3 at the African Nations Championship. That's 7 games. No, he has another 2 games to play for the Super Eagles. Of that 7 games, yes. How many victories did we grind out?
Well, I won't add the Unity Cup to it because for me,
it's giving me the trophy.
I'm not gonna call that a trophy, but even if you will call it, so we struggled against.
So are you gonna say Arsenal winning Community Shield is not a trophy?
You don't go there. We are not going there. Okay, so
AGT, did you hear that?
Yeah. Actually,
so for me, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to add.
Community Shield is not the same thing as the Unity Cup. The Unity Cup is a 4-nation tournament. I mean.
So I'm not going to add the Unity Cup as a trophy for him. Even in the Unity Cup, we struggled in the final. We struggled. So, but based on what I've seen, he won his first game, drew against Zimbabwe, and then Chan, that was very bad from him. I'm going to put all the blame on him for whatsoever happened in Chan. He and NFF caused it because I saw what these guys could do when they were playing the qualifiers, when they played against Ghana, and I saw what he did in his 3 games when he was in charge of this team at Chan. So yeah, it has not just been the best of performance from him. Tactics-wise, it has not been good enough because I can say it very well. Under Jose Pizarro, we were struggling to score goals. We were defending, and to score goals was a big problem. Under him, it's been the same thing. It's been the same thing since he took over. We scored 1 against Zimbabwe, and we slept off till they scored us that 1-1. So it's not been the best, and this was not what I was expecting. Even though, if you are going to go by what NFF told us, this is not what I was expecting from him. I was expecting a better performance. His report card for me currently is still more like someone who has failed. But these 2 games, it might redeem it, and it might just still get back to it. With what I've seen over the past few games, the way he has played, the tactics he has brought in, is not the type of tactics that has worked for the Super Eagles of Nigeria or for any team, even for the Chan Eagles. It didn't work. He was going into the Chan competition, he went without a defensive midfielder. He went there to play with 2 strikers, wanting to play 4-4-2 or 4-4-2 diamond or whatsoever he wants to play, knowing fully well that everything good that has come out of Nigerian football has come from the wing. He does not want to play from the wing. He wants to play with 2 strikers, and that was the same thing he did in that game against Zimbabwe when he was playing Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen as 2 strikers. So he has not been good. Going into this game, he's looking like he wants to play from the wing with Ademola Lookman and Moses Simon. 2 guys who can perform very well on the wing, and Victor Osimhen up front. But whatsoever, anything that will happen in this game also has to do with the Iwobi factor. It has to come in. It depends on what Alexander Iwobi will do in this game will be key for us. And he has to make a fast substitution if Iwobi is not performing well. Something that he has not been doing well as well. His substitution, he has not been getting it right from the few games he has played. He won't make a substitution up until the 70th, 80th minute. In games like this, when a player is not performing well, you have just 2 games to play, and you called more than 20 players, you should change. You should make changes. You called these other guys too because you wanted to test them. So you should make changes, play other guys to let them prove themselves. Just like what Tolu Arokodare did when he came on in that game when he came to score. I'm not very sure of who he played against and he scored. So he came on from the bench and he proved himself. He scored a goal. So if
against Russia.
Against who?
Russia.
Against Russia. So so if Alex Iwobi is not performing well in this game, bring in Fisayo Dele Bashiru quickly. Let's see what he can do because he has been doing it in games. He will come off the bench and he will perform well as that number 10 in that number 10 role. So play him quickly because this game, the more I think about it, the more I see it like it's already becoming something that's impossible. On paper, it can still work depending on how bad South Africa might end up doing. If we beat South Africa, we might still have a chance. Anything can still happen in football. Realistically, it's not looking like it can happen. But we have to do our assignments right and hope the other countries do something else for us. But at this point, if I would rate 𝐒𝐿's first few games, I would call it 5 games. The Chan Eagles and the 2 games they played at the World Cup qualifiers. I will rate it on the 20%. It's not been good.
All right, that's for the Lakpo saying those games have not been good. Like I said, you can still call in to be a part of the show, 070-550-949, 009-7000-949. AGT, now, I want to come to you. We talk about coaches now. We've discussed about coaching personnel now. So I want to look at the players proper. Because from some of the games that we've seen for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, we see players not giving their best of performance. And also, Nigeria struggle to find a good right winger. That's the struggle for Nigerian football now. We've not seen a player who can give in the level of performance that we see our left side of the attack give. Because on the right flank, it only happens to be Samuel Chukwueze to be that on that line. What we talk about our right wing.
On mute.
Yeah, to be honest, the Super Eagles have not had a right winger in recent times, to be honest. And even Samuel Chukwueze has even struggled to impress. I've not been impressed with whatever. I've not been impressed with whatever Samuel Chukwueze has been doing with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, to be honest. But at the same time, we've always struggled to get a natural right winger. That one that has a very good left foot and at the same time is fleet-footed and can take on any defender at any point in time. I think that's one of the reasons most people were calling for 𝐒𝐻𝐿 Nwaneri to join the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And even 𝐒𝐻𝐿 is not the right winger. But I think the NFF needs to do more. Yeah, I think the NFF needs to do more to get us a better right winger. It's all over. You can get from all over the leagues. All you need to do is just get your technical director working. Let him go and scout. Let him go and scout. Let him go and do what he has to do. So, yeah, I think we've not had a right winger, definitely. But Samuel Chukwueze always doing it. And now we have Moses Simon, who's going to be playing on the right today. It's not a natural right winger, either him or Lookman. Both of them are not natural right wingers. But at the same time, they can help us whip balls into the box for Victor Osimhen with their right foot because I don't trust their left foot at all.
Aside from the right wing now, lack of creativity. Iwobi isn't doing anything in the game. Nobody comes to mind again off the bench. And then we talk about...
Well, for Alex Iwobi has been impressive from last season, to be honest. And being impressive for Alex Iwobi has not necessarily been from playing as a 10. Iwobi is always along that left-hand flank for Fulham. Even against Chelsea, he was majority of the time he was there. Playing along that left-hand flank, not necessarily as a left winger, because he cannot play better as a left winger than Lookman or Moses Simon. But Iwobi has a very creative brain. We just keep limiting him with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. At AFCON, they made Alex Iwobi to track back and do some dirty work defensively. He is someone that will do whatever you have to do. That's just the point. So, for our creativity as a team, we have Bashiru on the bench. We have Christantos Uche also on the bench, who can play diverse roles up front. He can play as a CM, he can play as an EM, he can play as a supporting striker, he can play as a striker. We have creative options on the bench, and I don't think it should be a problem for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, to be honest. But if Alex Iwobi is not doing well, like you've rightly said, it should be dropped. And then we can bring in the likes of Isayodele Bashiru and even Christantos Uche to give us that extra bite that we need up front.
So it's not about questioning the starting 11. We're just looking at players. Whom in recent times, maybe we see them struggle to get the rhythm of the game, but it doesn't go their way. And then we look at the bench. It's not really the best of option for us. All the players on the bench really don't fit into the system. But we go on this break now. When we come back, we'll still talk about the starting 11. So a name came to mind now that isn't starting the game. We've seen his push with Club Brugge in a bid to qualify for the UEFA Champions League this season. His name is Rafael Onyedika. And we have players start ahead of him. We go on this break. When we come back, we'll discuss still about the starting 11 of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The program is still The Pitch right on 32 FM 94.9.
Happiness is a choice that we want you to make always. Choose to be happy. Choose 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan.
oúnjẹ amẹ́mígùn ṣara lóore. Òkè Àdó nílùú Ìbàdàn ní dáhùn rẹ̀. Àwọn ẹran tó yí ta mára. Pọ̀nmọ́ lórí àmàlà. Ohun àbùlà pẹ̀lú ògúnfe tó wọjú. Àti bọ̀kọ̀tọ̀ ńkọ́. Bíbí Foods lókè Àdó ní kẹ́ ẹ yára gbà lọ.
32 FM
94.9.
The program is still the pitch right here on 32 FM 94.9. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, yes, in about 59 minutes from now, they will be playing against the Amavubi's of Rwanda. Yeah. Yes. So we were discussing about the starting 11, and the name came to mind. I want to ask AGT straight up about this before maybe I allow him leave, go focus on the game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You can't see that there. It's a slow poison. That's what I'll say. But then, Rafael Onyedika, he's not starting this game. And we've seen the push he actually put for his club side, Club Brugge, in the Belgian League, and also over 2 legs in qualification for the UEFA Champions League phase against the Rangers Football Club.
Yeah, for Rafael Onyedika, I expected him to play today, to be honest, because even Onyeka has not been playing too well. In Brentford last game, he came on in the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the second game also against Sunderland, he came on, but he also got an assist. For Eric Chell, he knows why he dropped Rafael Onyedika, because I would have expected Rafael Onyedika to start alongside Onyeka.
When you
because
say
Wilfred Ndidi.
When you
yeah,
say
because Wilfred Ndidi. Yeah,
I'm with you. Wilfred Ndidi, yeah, yes, made all the games for Besiktas, right?
But at the same time, Wilfred Ndidi does not have the legs like we would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's no longer that. His age is already catching up with him. But then, Eric Chell knows why he started him. Maybe he needs the leadership mentality from Wilfred Ndidi. Maybe that's why he started him. Yeah, as the captain, he's now the captain for today. Maybe that's why he started him, because I would prefer Rafael Onyedika, progressive with the ball, brilliant when it comes to taking strikes at goal, defensive, very good also, can bump forward, those kind of things. It's what Wilfred Ndidi doesn't have, but what Rafael Onyedika also has. But I expect Eric Chell to make change. I just hope he doesn't make his changes late again today, because that's what we've always seen from Eric Chell. The kickoff is in about 57 minutes from now. I would say how the boys would actually, take out to the pitch and show us what they are made of against Rwanda today.
See what they are made of. Thank God you made mention of that statement again. Siko Eric Chell knows what he's doing. He knows what he has seen. I want to go back to the championship. There are some players who were knocked back in the NPFL who weren't on the plane to Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. Is that still part of him knowing what he's doing?
Well, for Eric Chell, in the Chan tournament, I think it was just a waste of time, to be honest. Right from the beginning, I've always said it, that Eric Chell should not have coached the Chan Eagles. He should not have coached the Chan Eagles. Because Chell watched only about 5 NPFL games last season. And that was when he was first appointed. He was doing a stadium tour. He went to Ikene, Lagos, Kano, I think Port Harcourt, and one other country, maybe Bendel.
I didn't see
he didn't watch too many.
Spider was on the plane.
Yeah. He didn't watch too many games. So how can someone that didn't watch games pick the best team from the NPFL? It's just like asking you to pick the best team from the Premier League when you only saw 5 games.
Someone who knows the NPFL. We had Daniel Ogumodede and Fidelis Ilechukwu there.
Exactly. Coaches who have played against every single NPFL team for the past 2 seasons at least. and then they went to bring a secretary who knows nothing about the league. There is nothing he can do. What he did was the best of what he could do. That's just the point. Because he didn't watch the games, he doesn't know the players. So he's basically just telling him, go and do whatever you like with the team. And that's why he didn't bring a natural GM. He was playing Tochukwu, who was an attacking midfielder for Remo Stars last season, playing him up front and playing him as a defensive midfielder for the Chan Eagles, starting 𝐶𝐈𝐒 𝐒𝐿, who has scored just 5 goals with about 3 penalties this season, ahead of the league's highest goal scorer with 18 goals, Anas Yusuf. I mean, benching the best right winger, benching the best left winger. I mean, these things are, I do not like speaking about them because it really shows us the level we are when it comes to how we manage our national teams and how we select coaches to do these things. So yeah, the Chan Eagles with 𝐿 was basically just a waste of time. I think he shouldn't have been given that job. It should have been Daniel Ogumorede or even Fidelis Ilechukwu, not 𝐿 handling the Chan Eagles. Our results would have been better than that, to be honest.
Results better than that. 6 games, 3 different managers. But for the last 4, we hope it's going to be 𝐿 to make it 6 games of 10.
Do you know if we lose any of these games, he would be relieved of his duty. They will tell him to go. Yes, no. That is it. It was brought in.
What I'm saying is,
no, I don't think so. I don't think 3 so. Years, to be honest,
it was. No, I remember. They told us they want to give us an expatriate in quotes, like they said.
Why you?
Yeah, I'm always expatriate. No, I was always saying that expatriate. I remember them saying they want to give us an expatriate to take us to the World Cup. And if we know now that we won't be playing in the World Cup, maybe after the South Africa game or the Rwandan game.
You still have the AFCON to play for December.
What? They thought they were bringing him to take us to the World Cup. So if we are not qualifying for the World Cup, he should go. It's just as simple as that. Because what they told us is, we are bringing a coach for you.
The World Cup qualification is not totally in his hands, to be honest.
It was before the game. Before the game against Zimbabwe, and who do we play again?
6 games.
It was in his hand. If we win all of those 6 games, we are qualifying.
Before 𝐿 came, we had already played about 4 games.
We played 4, and
you remember?
Yes, I remember.
We drilled 4.
We drilled 4, and now he came in. After he came in, we see before he was brought in, we had the chance of, if we win 5 of those our game and draw 1, we are going to the World Cup. Right now, our fate is in the hand of the South African team. If we win all of our games now,
why do we have to make it that 𝐿 has to win all his 5 games? Why didn't the other coaches also do what they had to do before bringing in 𝐿?
This is simple. Why did they allow Finidi George to leave after 2 games? Because they felt like, with this your 2 games, you didn't win the 2 games you are playing. Let's bring an expatriate. I'll say it again. Let's bring an expatriate that can win us all of our games. That was why he was brought in. So if we fail to qualify for the World Cup with these first 2 games, he would be relieved of his duty and they'll tell him to go. The NFF, I know.
No, I don't think so.
I feel they would let him go. No, it isn't. No, this is it. Everybody. For me, I feel like everybody should know this is the fault of NFF. Playing 6 games in the World Cup qualifiers and we've used 3 different coaches. But all of these coaches were told to leave after they played 2 games and it was certain that they won't be playing in the World Cup. It's not looking like they won't take us to the World Cup. Now, he would be allowed to play 4. After your 4, if it is cast in stone that we won't be going to the World Cup, they will tell him to go. Because that was why they brought him in. They didn't bring him in. They didn't bring him in because of the AFCON. We got to the AFCON last year. We got to the final of the AFCON. So they didn't bring him in for AFCON. They were like, the way Finidi is taking us, this is where this side Finidi is taking us to.
I think
he played 2 games.
I think Finidi would have been sacked or relieved of his duty if not for what transpired between himself and one of his players.
No, I don't think so. It was after the second draw. after the second game where they drew.
I think everything came out. That was after. It was after.
I think it was
after the game. The
no, it was after Finidi was relieved of his duty. Osimhen came out. Yes, I remember. It was after. I'm not very sure it was still the coach.
He was still on the job.
There were reports of he was already told to go.
He was still on the job.
He was still on the job, but there were already reports of the meeting already. I remember there was a meeting in Abuja at that time, and they were like they wanted to bring in another coach. So, and according to what Finidi said on an interview, was like they want him to be with the coach.
For all of these things, I look at one man and I see him as the best for Nigerian football. But for all the unforeseen circumstances surrounding his name, I don't know if AGT is going to agree with me. His name is Samson Siasia.
Yes, I feel so too, but I'm not very sure he's going to get the job. I'm not very sure they will give him the job after all of.
He's free now. He's not free.
Yeah.
When last did Samson Siasia actually coach 18?
That is what everybody
you're
will
going to say.
That is what everybody would say.
He's well-rounded about Nigerian football. You know.
But he has not worked.
They
would have a very good argument. They would have.
We'll give him time.
We can't bring.
No, this is at the moment. At the moment. Well, maybe after we get knocked out of the World Cup qualifiers, we might say, okay, we might have time. No, this is it. We might have time to say, okay, we want to work on a long-term project. That is what NFF should have done.
We have the AFCON in December.
No, this is it. We have to work on a long-term project. Look at what Morocco is doing. They worked on. Now they've qualified for 3 different World Cup for the first time in their life. They qualified for the 2018 World Cup, the Qatar 2022, and now they've qualified for the 2026 World Cup. This is because they had a long-term project. Did they win the AFCON? Did they win? Did they even get to the final of the AFCON? No, they didn't. But we got to the final of the AFCON, and here we are. We might not even be playing in the World Cup for 2 consecutive World Cup. The expanded World Cup, we might not be playing there. So we need to create a long-term project. Maybe after everything is done and now we know we won't be participating, they should create a long-term project and give a new manager a chance. Give him 2 years to steady the ship of the national team. We have to be a team that other national team will be scared of again. We are not. At the moment, we are not. Everybody can play us and they feel like they can get points. Lesotho is getting a draw against us. So we have to get a long-term project and have a coach that this is it. Even if we lose 2 games in a row, you are still the coach here. You have to steady the ship. We have to be a world beater again. We have to be performing on a high again. Then we will know we might be ready for the 2030 World Cup. But if it is that we are going to give 𝐒𝐿 after the World Cup qualifiers and we allow him to go for the AFCON, I won't buy to that. For me, I won't take that. Immediately we are knowing we can see that after these 2 games, if he's not winning against Rwanda and South Africa, just tell him to go. We already know we won't be playing in the World Cup. So start preparation for 2030 now. Start the preparation for the 2030 World Cup now. Immediately we get to know, okay, the World Cup we are not going, no. Get in a coach, start scouting. Not that you would go and bring in another coach, you announce him without him knowing you want to announce him. Get in a good coach. Pay. We have the money. Pay for a good coach and let him start from the scratch.
Do you think the NFF would actually want to relieve 𝐒𝐿 when they know that they will have a backlog to pay him? I think they would actually stay with him.
I know very well. I remember that I was asking at that time. They didn't tell us the number of the years he signed. They didn't tell us. They didn't tell us he signed.
They won't tell you because they don't want to.
They don't want us to do what? That was why I keep on saying they brought him in. I know, but that was why I keep on saying they brought him in to get us to the World Cup because they didn't tell us how many years he signed. They didn't come out to tell us he's signing 2 years contract. They only told us expatriate that will take us to World Cup. And that was what they said. So if he's not qualifying for that World Cup, I don't want to hear you are going to pay him anything. The contract I believe he signed is to qualify us for World Cup. Maybe after then he will sign another contract. But if it is that, if they gave him a 3 years contract, for what?
There is a comment here on Facebook by Joel Atilade Gbadigeshin. Some people are blaming CAF and FIFA for not deducting South Africa's point. Is it CAF and FIFA that said we should not be serious to win our previous matches? It would be very unfair for anybody to be expecting South Africa not to qualify after they have done their homework very well. And he then advised, don't give yourself unnecessary high blood pressure because of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yes, I'm not going to say that. Because of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So that's the situation in which we found ourselves now. But I want to release AGT now. He can go and prepare to watch the game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the 𝐴𝐕𝐄 of Rwanda. Thanks so much, brother, for joining us on the show this lovely afternoon. And I hope next time we'll call upon you.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, going to. And
hopefully the Super Eagles get the good result today.
It's not about today. It's about the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup. The program returns right after the timeout.
The start of the day.
Thank you so much.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM, 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Èmi wòlíì Tèmítọ́pẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù mo máa bọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ látòrí òkè ní ọjọ́ 11 oṣù kẹsàn-án ọjọ́ Thursday.
Ìsọ̀kalẹ̀ wòlíì Tèmítọ́pẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù látòrí òkè ìbùkún ńlá ni ọlọ́fẹ́ gbàràkà Ọlọ́run ìbùkún ti ṣetán láti bùkún wa náà tó bá wá síbi ìpàdé àdúrà yóò.
Àṣẹ Elmaraka máa ń sọ̀kalẹ̀ fún gbogbo onípojúkò tó bá fojú kan wòlíì rẹ̀ Tèmítọ́pẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù. Ọlọ́run kankan tó ṣetán láti ṣiṣẹ́ àmì àti iṣẹ́ ìyanu ńlá. Ẹ̀túyàyà máa bọ̀ ní Red Block ní ìyànà tó wà nílé epo Poplar filling station lórí bíríìjì Ìwó road ládojúkọ ọjà Jọ̀ǹkú láago 6 ìdájí òwúrọ̀ kùtù ọjọ́ Thursday September 11. 2,000 èèyàn tó bá kọ́dé ní ọgbà òróró àtọyìn lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn. Ìṣòro Sunday September 14 la máa fi ṣàyẹyẹ ọjọ́ ìbí wòlíì níjọ wa ń jẹ́jẹ́ àrọ́kọ́tọ̀ àpẹtẹ. Àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí tó ń bọ̀ ní Ìyanu Olúwa praise 𝐿 àti Santana band. Jésù retí yàn.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop and is it to stir? Dishes come alive with so much taste. Sonia tomato mix, of course. Sonia tomato mix, yes sir. Sonia tomato mix stand up pouch.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
So much in love.
Golden Chance Pools láti ẹ̀ mọ̀ kò sásìkò. Golden Chance ti gbé pools lọ sí ìpele tó ga pẹ̀lú àwọn odds tí ò lẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Bó o ṣe ń dá tiẹ̀ mọ̀ rántí pé Golden Chance Pool máa ń gba àwọn géèmù ńláńlá tó túmọ̀ sí pé iyekíye tó wù ọ́ ló lè fi ta Golden Chance Pools. Ta bó bá ṣe wù ọ́ tó o bá ti jẹ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ló máa gbowó rẹ̀. Béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn ènìyàn wọ́n máa sọ fún ẹ wípé Golden Chance Pool kò ní màgòmágó. Àwọn támínà wa ń ṣiṣẹ́ bí aago láìsí ìdààmú nẹ́tíwọ̀kì. Ó yá má gbẹ̀yìn o dá tiẹ̀ mọ̀ ta Golden Chance Pool jẹ kó gbowó lójú ẹsẹ̀. Dá tiẹ̀ mọ̀ Golden Chance Pools máa gbé ẹ débẹ̀ wọ́n máa dá ẹ mọ̀. Kò sí fún ẹni tí ò tí ì pé ọdún 18 ìlànà àti àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ. Golden Chance Pool.
Malta Guinness is now 600 naira. Now you get the same refreshing, nourishing, rich premium Malta Guinness for just 600 naira. Available at stores near you. Malta Guinness, here for every kind of you.
Start your day and have a good time.
Kivo Crema.
Where you need to have the break time.
Kivo Crema.
If not tea, Papa Garita.
Kivo Crema. Kivo Crema.
32 FM.
94.9.
That's just a feel of what Uyo looks like as we speak. The fans finding their way to the 𝐷𝐿 Akpabio Stadium ahead of the kickoff for the game between Nigeria and Rwanda. It's a place for World Cup for 2026. Hope alive, hope dead. We'll find out later today. South Africa got the job done yesterday, same as Benin Republic. They both won their game. Benin won by 0-0 against Zimbabwe, and South Africa won against Lesotho by 3-0. So it's the turn of the Super Eagles today. In the next few minutes, we'll find out what they can do. A win, we'll probably say we'll wait till Tuesday. For the South Africans head coach, Ogre he said, all they need to do is to beat the Eagles on Tuesday, and they will be going to the World Cup. One country have qualified for the World Cup on the continent, and that is Morocco. It tells you how the feeling is from Rabat to Casablanca to Tangier, how they're all super excited. Seeing their country did so well at the last World Cup, getting as far as the last four, even playing in the third and fourth place game, they've moved a step ahead again this time to qualify for the World Cup. They've also qualified for the next World Cup because they will be joint hosts with Spain and Portugal. Everything just seems to be working with the North African side. Hopefully something also will work for us today, and not just today, in the days ahead. If you have hope, good for you. If you don't, I don't know where you want to put your hope. SAMIES, I don't know you have hope. Delak, I don't know maybe you have hope. But one thing I know you guys have got before I walk into the studio is the team news for the Super Eagles. So you share with us, we'll take it from there. But trust us to give you the first 45 of the game between 5 to 6, where we'll be wrapping up the show. And let's see if something can happen. We'll probably stretch till 7. You never can tell how these things work on radio, but let's see how we start this 1 week. So SAMIES, it's a pleasure having you with me, Dolapo. I'll see how we can structure a few things and bring you real time of the game. We'll be here. All we'll be doing just give you minute by minute account of the game. Myself, Dolapo, and SAMIES will be watching right in our studio here, and we'll just bring you those games. So if you are in any kind of party, or you are busy, or you can't view the game, but you have your radio tune on, just stay right here. We'll keep you all of the minutes of the game. See how we can do that on this day. We love football a lot, and so we want to bring every minute to you this Saturday evening. SAMIES, you've been trying to lay your hands on some of these things. There'll also be a World Cup qualifier in Europe. England will be playing that game for 5. Portugal will be playing against Armenia. England will be playing against Andorra, and Serbia are up as we speak against Latvia. They lead by 0-0. Dusan Vlahovic, the boy from Juventus Football Club, who maybe some thought he will leave in the summer, but that didn't happen. He's been scoring for them, and maybe they'll have to keep him. But for now, Serbia have got him, and they lead in that game away from home by 0-0. On the continent, it is all about the Super Eagles. Let's get straight to business, guys, and see the lineup for the Super Eagles, who is in and who is out. Let's get straight. We've got Stanley Nwabali. Thought he was injured. No, he's back stronger and better ahead of the game coming up in the next few minutes. Bright Oyemechi. Always again, there is also Fredericks and Calvin Bassey making up the back four. Maybe it's a 4-3-3 formation, maybe it's a 4-2-2, maybe it's a 4-4-2. The like one SAMIES will talk about that. We've got Ademola Lookman, Wilfred Ndidi, Alex Iwobi, Victor Osimhen, Frank Onyeka. Okay, I know there's Frank Onyeka, there's Frank Onyedika. This is not Frank Onyedika. Raphael Onyedika. This is not the one from Club Brugge. This one is from Brentford in the English Premier League. And of course, Moses Simon, of course, scored in his last game for Paris FC in the French Ligue 1. It's a pleasure having you guys with me. On the sub bench is Adebayo says, don't call me Onana, we might look alike, but I'm never Onana. And speaking about Onana, he's on his way to Turkey to join Trabzonspor on loan from Manchester United. Ekong is on the bench also. Chidozie Awazim, it's good to have him back now playing in Lens in France. Tolu Arokodare is now a Wolverhampton Wanderers player. He's on the bench also. Who else again is here? Samuel Chukwueze now joining Fulham. Osai, who plays football for Birmingham. There's Uche Crisantos, there's Fisayo Dele Bashiru, there's Abbas Basogi, and Agu Sildezas and Onwa DK. There you have it. So SAMIES, indeed the captain decide this formation to you. What does it look like they're playing 4-2-2, 4-3? You guys have all these things in your head, so help me with it.
Well, I think we've had a lot
because I know you play football. You play football. I don't know, maybe you so help me.
But presently, I'm presently injured. But But we'll talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yes, it's that time where I can also weigh in. Talk about the players, 11 players to start this contest against the 𝐒𝐈𝐕𝐄 of Rwanda, where Wilfred Ndidi captained the side. For me, for many, probably I would say he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest of players we can deploy in our midfield in this encounter, which definitely is also one reason why I see that Wilfred Ndidi shouldn't have actually started the game. He's a player you used to run out games and not to start games, because you look at the cover he's going to give the defense line also. Is he going to be there? Is it going to be fast-paced? And also know that, yes, we know we are playing in front of our home fans, but it can also change at times, because the last game we played in front of our home fans. All respect to Wilfred Ndidi. So I say maybe this is a 4-2-3-1 sort of formation. 4-2-3-1 sort of formation. Why have I said this? We have Olaoluwa playing as the right back. We also have Bruno Onyemaechi playing as the left back, while Calvin Bassey and Benjamin Fredericks they partnered themselves as the 5 and 6, 4 and 5 rather, in that defense line. But we'll talk about the 6, which of course is Wilfred Ndidi with the look of things, and then the number 8 is Frank Oyeka, popularly called the Tank. And then Alexander Iwobi would be the skimmer. He would actually play ahead of these guys, while we have Moses Simon playing on the right flank, as we were helped by AGT, played on the right flank. Then would have Ademola Lookman play on his favorite left flank, where he dazzles and also makes all those cutbacks and running into the box. And Victor James Osimhen, the man who definitely opened his account on a full time with Galatasaray, also lead the line as the main striker in this encounter. But the good thing is this formation is subject to change. Why did I say it's subject to change? You look at how we can play with a 3 at the back also with this formation. We can also change the formation to a 4-4-2 at the point. We can also change it to 3-5-2 at the point. So it's actually a formation where it's the personnel that are on the field of play can actually switch things up. They can switch things up when they need calls for it, because we know that these players, they are professionals and they should actually have the ability to switch things up. So I want to hope it is the formation that I've actually rolled out, the 4-2-3-1. And like I said, it is a game where the formation can also be tweaked while we'll talk about the players on the field of play.
Well, for me, with the look of things, it's looking like a 4-3-3 formation or a 4-2-3-1. Maybe not the best of players that could have come out to play this game, but the manager, the coach has brought in those he feels like they are the best to start this game. And with the look of things, a win or bust game, a game where we have to win anyhow, it's a game where we must win if we want to stand any chance to qualify for the World Cup. This is the next 4 games are games where we have to win. Sterling Wabali, we saw how good he was with Chippers United. He has been playing very well for them. Olaina as well played very well last season. He has not brought in the last season form for Nottingham Forest this season, but then he's still someone who is very good and can play either at the right back or as a left back. Bruno Onyemaechi as well. And then Calvin Bassey has been good for Fulham this season. He was good last season as well. But we're playing with Frederick for the first time, just like KGT mentioned the other time. We're playing with Frederick for the first time. He has been playing well for Denda, where he's playing in Belgium this season. But I'm not very sure this defense line, they have Ola who is experienced. I feel like they should have, William Chusekong should have started this game at the back. He would have had more experience to this team. But the coach might just feel like, okay, let me tweak some things and make some changes. When you do things the same way, you might keep on getting the same results, because we've struggled to score goals. We've struggled defensively in all of our games. We've conceded in almost every game. The only game we didn't concede was the game we played in Kigali against Rwanda, where we won 2-0. So that was the only game we didn't concede a single goal. Alexander Iwobi has to come in to this game, which is a game. He has to do maybe what he did for us in 2018 when we were about to qualify for the World Cup, when he was still a young star, when he played for he scored. I think he scored the goal against Algeria that day to qualify us for the 2018 World Cup. He has to come with his A game today as well if we want to stand any chance, because right now one of the reasons why Super Eagles have struggled in the past 6 games we played is lack of creativity. We have one of the best strikers in the world in our team, in Victor Osimhen, but creativity has been a major problem. this midfield does not look like something that can create actually. Just like you mentioned, Wilfred Ndidi is old, the legs are tired, like AGT said the other time. But he's the one that is starting, is the captain of the side. He has to also know very well this is his last chance to play at the World Cup. He played in the 2018 World Cup. It was in the 2018, it was not a starter in that competition, but he played in the 2018 World Cup. But if he wants to play in the World Cup again, he has to perform well. This last 4 games should be seen as games where you have to perform or there is nothing for you. This whole team, all of them have to see it that way. If everybody's seeing it that way, we might stand a chance. And then Rwanda as well has a chance, because what they'll be saying as well is we can qualify too. And this team is not a team that is special. The Super Eagles of Nigeria might be special years ago, but at the moment it's not a team that is special. They are yet to win a World Cup qualifier game in Uyo. In all of their games, they played their all in their draw, so they might be feeling like we might go to Nigeria and get a draw. Anything can happen. This is the only team we've defeated here, so the boys need to up their game. But with what I'm seeing, Moses Simon and Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen as well, we can win this game.
Okay, so that's the spirit from the Lakpos saying we can win this game. I will be trying as much as I can to get the Lakpos prediction at the point in time. We need to go pay some bills, right? Samis, it's not time?
No, not time.
Okay, not time for us to do that. So you guys have spoken about formation, you spoke about, but let's take a listen to the head coach of South Africa speaking after the game they won yesterday, saying all they need to do is to do what? Hope in God that they get a good result, and then they can party from Joburg to Pretoria to all the, you guys go name those cities in South Africa. So let's take a listen to Ugo Boss, the former head coach of Cameroon, the Belgian, speaking, and then we'll come back for more.
If God is with us, we can maybe qualify already next Tuesday for the World Cup, and that stays a goal for us. We are in a good situation. We have everything in our own hands, so it's up to us now to finish it.
I don't know why Peter wanted us to listen to this. It's as obvious as daylight. They are doing the job. Like the comment I read, if we actually did the right thing, we would be in this situation.
Yeah.
Because South Africa, for them, they've done everything well to be at the FIFA Men's World Cup. They've missed the last 2 editions.
No, they've not qualified. The only World Cup, they didn't qualify for that World Cup in 2010. They hosted it, and that was the reason why they participated in the 2010 World Cup. So they've done everything right to qualify for this World Cup. They've done everything right. On paper, the Super Eagles of Nigeria might be the big team and the team that should be going, but they've not shown it on the field of play where they're supposed to show it, that they deserve to be at the World Cup. And I think there should be a huge credit for what Ugo Boss has done with this national team, the South African national team. They got to the semi-final of the AFCON last year. They got to the semi-final before they got knocked out from the competition by the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And maybe they are bringing it here as a revenge mission. You knocked us out of the AFCON. We would take you out. You won't go to the World Cup. And that is what they've been doing. They've been performing so well. In a group that have the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they are leading the group. And they are not losing points. They are not dropping unnecessary points. They are winning their games at home. They are scoring goals. They scored 3 yesterday. I'm not very sure I can remember the last time the Super Eagles of Nigeria scored 3 goals in a competitive match. Don't tell me the Unity Cup. I'm not very sure I can remember when we scored 3 goals in a competitive match. We are struggling to get goals. We are struggling to play good football. We are not playing well, and they are playing good football. They have the confidence, because in football you need to win games to have confidence. We don't have that confidence. We are all scared. Like they would say in the streets, on a normal day, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, when you see them in qualifiers like this, and I think I'm missing someone I should not be missing in John Achua. We would have qualified by now under John Achua. We would be on the verge of qualifying. Under John Achua, before John Achua came in, Nigeria is always permutating, bringing out different calculators, saying if South Africa lose, if Rwanda lose. John Achua came in, and that changed. I think everybody is forgetting that the Super Eagles of Nigeria in 2018, they got deducted 3 points, and we still qualified. Imagine this team, the current team, and the team we had in 2018. Before we qualified for the 2018 World Cup, we don't have this set of players. We don't have the African best players in our team. We don't have players that is playing week in, week out in Premier League teams. When you look at this team currently, Stanley Nwabali is keeping week in, week out for his team in Chippers United. Kevin Bassey is playing week in, week out. Alex Iwobi is playing week in, week out. Osimhen is playing every week in his team. In 2018, when we qualified for the last World Cup, our players were not playing at top size like this, and they were performing every week. Every time they come in, they will play well. But now, under John Achua, we were playing well. But now, bad. We are not just playing. We have the names, we have the big names, but the big name is not working for us on the pitch of play.
Okay, you see, these are the things that I can forfeit for a ticket. I don't mind if my players are playing in Division 2, Division 1, and go to the World Cup, than for them to be playing top side and not get to qualify for the World Cup. I watched the Morocco game, how they went about that game yesterday. Hakimi, Brahim Diaz, who was
Bilal Kabi,
Bono. And when SAMIES yesterday was talking about Nigeria having the most valuable in terms of the market value, the command, and I say at the expense of what? Not going to the World Cup. But it's mathematics. Jolakpo and I don't know, maybe you guys saw a few things on social media earlier today when some people are saying beat Rwanda 4-0.
I saw that.
This amount, reduce the deficits and increase yours in terms of number of goals, and then hope that FIFA will remove 3 points from South Africa. Now, these are the things that Nigerians will do instead of us doing our job on the field.
We did it in 2022 too.
It's the hope that kills, you know.
Okay, so we'll be bringing you the first half of the game. We'll not be able to stretch for the whole 90 minutes. We'll do the first 45. That's the much we can afford on the show today. But you never can tell what will happen. On Tuesday, there's a game coming up, the game against South Africa. So we'll see how we can manage that on 𝐒𝐒 and see if we can. That game is for 5, so it's a work with 𝐒𝐒. So let's see if we can do something about the second game. But this time, he's hoping that we'll get a win against Rwanda. And to think that Rwanda, Jolakpo, is the only team we've defeated. And the only team we have scored more than one against. The other team is one goal each, except Rwanda, who we beat. And that was the first time that Richel will coach the side. And, it's about waiting to see what will happen in the next couple of minutes when they take to the pitch. So, if we score 2 against them in Kigali, we should score 4. Abi, in Uyo?
We've not won any game in Uyo, so I'm not sure. I'm not even sure we can score 1. Talk less of scoring 4. I'm not sure. Well, the boys should be thinking they have to do everything to get the points, but this is not a team I trust. This is not a coach I trust. I'll be very honest. I don't trust this team. I've seen the way they played against Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is not as good as this Rwanda national team is. At the moment, they are on top of us on the table. They are ahead of us on the table. So they can also believe, they can also feel like, okay, maybe if they remove 3 points, they might be permutating as we are doing in Rwanda as well. Rwandans might be talking about, we can still play in the World Cup if we win all of our games too. So the same thing, and they are coming here. They've seen the way we played against every other nation. At home, we've scored just 1 goal. Every other game at home, we've scored 1 goal. And we concede in every game we are playing at home. So they would feel like we can score too. Everybody can score against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I've said it before. The fear factor is not there. Nobody is scared of playing us. Unlike other nations that you want to call mates with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You saw the way Morocco did yesterday. You made mention of that. You saw the way they did. With 2 games to go, they've qualified for the World Cup. They have 2 games to go.
It's something we're doing under John Achua.
Yes, that was what I was saying the other time. I think I'm missing John Achua because under John Achua we'll qualify easily. We stopped permutating immediately John Achua came in. We're not permutating again. Maybe if we had been calm enough to leave probably Finidi George, maybe we won't be here permutating. I was saying something the other time. I was saying after these 2 games, if we get to know we won't be playing in the World Cup, the Super Eagles of the NFF should just tell the coach to pack his bag and should go. We should know we'll be playing with another 2 games. Another different coach.
With about 3.5 months to the Nations Cup.
Yes! He was brought in to take us to the World Cup. And if he's not doing that, let him go. He has failed woefully. He took us to Chad. We failed. We played, it will be 4 games on 9 with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And he's looking like he's going to fail us again. So, why should he be the coach again? Let's look elsewhere. And we should have a plan of, we want to have we should start the planning for the 2030 World Cup, because I think that was what we didn't do when we didn't qualify for the 2022 World Cup.
SAMIES, how crucial will this game be in terms of the minutes? Nigerians will say hit the ground running. First 15, 20 minutes, score a goal, score 2 goals. Unlike what didn't happen in the game against Zimbabwe, where we have to labor, and then finally Victor Osimhen scored. And when we thought we were going to get maximum points in our 2 opening games, the Zimbabweans came and they equalized. So how crucial it is for these boys to hit the ground running by scoring early?
Well, for this encounter, playing in front of your own fans holds a bit of advantage. And like you guys have said, we've only scored twice, or more than once, in a game at this World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda, which was 2-0. And then playing at home, we should actually get more than 2 goals. So with these players, are they the best legs? I would say no. But can they play to the ability
when
of
you say
getting...
no, so who is supposed... which player do you think should not be here?
Probably the midfield partnership of Ndidi and Onyeka.
You would have preferred Onyeka?
Yes, Rafael Onyeka. I've seen him play in the UEFA Champions League qualifications.
Unlike Frank,
Frank
only played in the EFL Cup.
Yes, and last weekend against Sunderland, where they lost 2-1. So I look at that, and also maybe the captain for AGT who joined us on the show. He said a lot of people were clamoring, and Ekong was at the heart of the goal we considered against Zimbabwe. Then I reminded him, Fred did had the opportunity to score, but he didn't. So maybe for the hunger in Victor Osimhen, for the statement that Ademola Lookman wants to make, for the continuous form for Moses Simon, for Alex Iwobi, who has ever been present, I would say that the front liners can actually give it a go in the first 15 minutes of this encounter to give us the early goals. So that would actually be key, but being key, it's not that we are on same points with South Africa. They still hold the 6-point advantage even if we win our game today.
If we win our game, it will be 3 points.
No,
it will be 6 points.
Okay. Maybe I'm speaking to the future. If we beat them on Tuesday, it will be 3 points.
3 points.
Yes.
And then we will be open.
Now the hope will start.
That's when you open.
That's where the hope will start. We now start hoping the drop points.
Remove 3 points.
Yes.
So what it means is that if we don't win today,
it's off.
It's
It's
over.
over. It's over. If anything short of winning
that
today.
That puts pressure on us.
Yes. The pressure is huge because I feel like many Nigerians also feel like even many Nigerians that will be in the stadium won't be coming with the energy. Many Nigerians are feeling like it's looking like it's over. And knowing everybody can remember that game against Ghana. I think was it not in Uyo as well?
No, Abuja.
Okay, that was at Abuja. Everybody can remember that game. It was at home we know that we won't be going to the World Cup against Ghana. Our Thomas Partey shot.
No. It first leg was in Ghana.
Yes, and we came home. Yes,
believing that we'll qualify.
Yes, we came home believing like we would qualify. So now today we are at home believing like a win would give us a momentum to win our next 3 games. So the expectations for many Nigerians, reaction I've seen from many Nigerians outside there, everybody's just saying, just calm down, don't chill, don't just high your expectation, lower your expectation. So many people in the stadium today would also be like that. Let's just chill. Anything that happen is going. So there is not that the fans will be behind them like that. If they concede the first goal in this game, the fans go against them. And that will be another pressure entirely for this team.
Someone will just whisper and say, God forbid, that they score first and we'll have to labor, knowing that they are also in a run.
Yes.
To maybe also qualify for the World
Presently, Cup. They occupy the last slot in the World Cup. That's the playoffs.
No, Benin Republic is now there.
Benin Republic, rather. We have Benin there.
You know, I tweeted earlier. I said, Benin Republic, we could not beat. We lost 2-1. Zimbabwe, we led against them by 0-0. They equalized. Lesotho, we could not beat. And these are the teams that South Africa just took to the cleaners.
Easily.
The cleaners. Last night, when it was 2-0 against South Africa and Benin Republic and Lesotho, I stopped watching because I just felt, and by the time I returned back, it was already 3 up in that encounter. Okay, so we'll pay some bills when we come back. We will now build up to the game proper. The game starts for 5, so we'll pay some bills when we come back. It's all about the game between the Super Eagles and the Amavubi of Rwanda. It's 94.9 32 FM.
32 FM 94.9.
Walter Guinness ó ti wá di ẹgbẹ̀ta náírà báyìí o ó máa gbádùn adùn ògidì malt tó dára tó ń ṣara lóore ní ẹgbẹ̀ta náírà péré ó wà nílé ìtajà tó súnmọ́.
Walter Guinness ó kalẹ̀ fún ọ nígbàkúgbà.
ẹ̀yin fans mi. it's okay. ẹ lọ sórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ ní 32FM 949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ àsáàpù. it's okay.
Start your day and have a good time.
𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer.
And where you need to have the break time.
𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer.
It's not tea, papa garita.
𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer. 𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Easy to open, easy to squeeze, easy to scoop and easy to stir. Dishes come alive with so much taste. Sonia tomato mix, of course. Sonia tomato mix, yes sir. Sonia tomato mix, stand up pouch.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
So much enough.
ìṣẹ̀mí ẹ̀dá kún fún onírúurú ìpinnu látòrí ibo ni wọ́n gbé ta ni kí n fẹ́ àti kí ni wọ́n jẹ gan nínú gbogbo àwọn ètò wọ̀nyí ohun tó dára jù ní kí èyí ó yàn rè ó yá wá yìí jẹ́ kájọ ní gbólóhùn lórí ìpinnu ìdókòwò dídókòwò pẹ̀lú iléeṣẹ́ tí ń bá ní talẹ̀ Soft Sand Property pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ rédíò 32FM 94.9 ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ ìgbésẹ̀ tí ó dára jùlọ nínú àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó ti gbé sẹ́yìn pẹ̀lú àwọn ọgbọ́n àtinúdá wa lórí ilẹ̀ wa bíi Orange Estate tó wà nídòó Mango Estate tó wà ní Àkùfò tó fi mọ́ Banana Estate tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà ní agbègbè Omi Àdìó èyí gan ni jókà tó lè yí ayé ẹni padà sí rere sátìpè tàbí fi àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ sọwọ́ sórí àwọn ojú òpó pè yìí 09115550055 tàbí 09164615000 bákan náà lè kàn sí ojú òpó ayélujára wa www.softsandsproperty.com fún àlàyé ní ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́.
kápẹ́ dèlò èdè fèdè yangan àtàwọn àkànlò èdè ayàwòrán tó perégedé fìrómọ̀rí sí fènìyàn pohùn àtàwọn ìṣàmúlò ẹwà èdè Yorùbá tó jíire lẹ́yìn máa pápádé lórí ètò Yorùbá dùn ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ajé láago 8 àṣálẹ́ ṣaago 8 kọjá 20 ìṣẹ́jú pẹ̀lú ìtúpalẹ̀ àwọn lítírẹ́sì eré oníṣe tó kún fọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ òye àṣà ìrírí lọ́pọ̀ yanturu tá a fi gbélé ayé tó kọ́mọ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìkànnì 32FM 94.9 lẹ́wọ̀sì máa gbọ́ ètò Yorùbá dùn pẹ̀lú Olúbímpé Fátóyè àtọ́kùn ètò a kì í fowó ròyìn kó má lè kọ́ni lójú Olúgbénga Ìdòwú òya gbé sókè. ọjọ́ 17 tí wọ́n ṣe ìgbéyàwó ni olóyè pé ilé ọmọ Dèbó jáde ó sì gé ó fi aṣọ funfun wé. boko jìnnà ìlà kì í kó ìpàdé tó dọjú ajé ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí nìkan ní 32FM 94.9 Yorùbá dùn Yorùbá rẹwà Yorùbá wò mí jọjọ.
32FM
94.9.
So Dolapo earlier said if we don't qualify for the World Cup, Shell, you know, I almost say Shelley, to go. SAMIES also is saying these players. I mean, there's nothing stopping them from not getting maximum point today. Dolapo, before we begin to get pictures from Uyo, what are your predictions? I know we're here. We're not going. We're going to be doing this together for the whole 90 minutes. Check that crystal ball well. While you're doing that, SAMIES also is checking his. I can see so we're already doing that. So Dolapo, what's the scoreline?
Okay, I'll be patriotic.
I'm
saying 2-2, but then I will be patriotic. I'll say 2-0.
You're saying
I'm seeing a draw for you. I'm seeing a draw in this game. I don't know why, but I'll go.
Are you also seeing what Dolapo is saying?
No, you're cool. I'm not saying that. Because if it actually happens to be 2-2, I think the whole team should just be disbanded.
I'll play the second game.
No, for real. Because I look at it and I say, like you said yesterday, if we fail to qualify, the NFF, the players, they should... the
NFF should take the lead.
They should take the lead. And then, for most of these players, they are playing for their club sides. They are doing well. Now they play for the national team. Are they achieving or have they achieved anything? No. Who has an AFCON title in this squad? None. We have 2 African best players. Yes. Did they win an AFCON title?
I see the pictures are here now. The fans are not bad from what the cameras are giving us. We know how these things work.
Despite the low turnout in the last 2 hours before the game. Because I saw that update also from a very good friend of mine.
I said something earlier in the week. I said, these are because I've been to you, not more than 1-2 times. So what they do is hang around the stadium. The stadium is, very
close to the junction.
A few meters to the stadium is big.
Roundabout.
Pictures, yes, and there's people can just hang around spaces. So there's a way they will do that, and then wait for the governor to come and declare the gate open, and then we'll have the gate open.
Must you?
And they will fly in their number. So you see them because people are not eating, and so they come and watch ball with 2K. I understand. Don't forget that these boys are big boys who people pay money, season ticket holders to watch week in, week out in terms of club football. But we know how crucial it is. You don't expect the stadium to be less packed, and you expect the team because this usually we say these ones who came to watch are the 12th man that will come and support and make the noise and all that.
You were also one of the 12th men.
No, I'm not.
Abuja. In Abuja.
In Abuja, yes, I was. Even though I was on commentary duty in Abuja, not that I was even. The game against Ghana, to be honest, I wanted to qualify for the World Cup. I was on commentary duty with an international media, and I didn't feel anything until when the referee blew final whistle. It was done on me that I was a Nigerian. When Nigerians troop into the pitch, they have to go through the barricade and get to the perimeter fence to get to the pitch, and the police have to tear gas. And so, I didn't know what hit me until when I dropped the mic with one commentary duty. And then I remember
lead you home.
I know that's a story for another day. I've said that a couple of times. So here we have Supporters Club. Hopefully this song can and the cheers. So we're waiting for the players to line out. They're doing that with the ball boys first, with the national flag of Nigeria, and then that of Rwanda across the ball. If you're not watching, those trying to give you real-time pictures of what we're seeing, and then in a few moments from now, the referee will lead the other players out, led by both captain, and the other 10 will follow as we prepare for this all-important World Cup qualifier. And like I said yesterday, SAMIES, Dolapo, South Africans will be somewhere in the hotel watching this,
chilling,
drinking some red wine if they can, taking some good pepper soup. I like pepper soup a lot, and then just watch SAMIES and say whatever happened. The main business is on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, so and these are things that we usually do before, that we have to wait and that play. We don't care, and I enjoy those moments a lot. But the last few days, I have not enjoyed it at all. To see the last few years, I've not enjoyed it at all. With Fredin Didi is the captain of the side. Sterling Wabali, Calvin Bassey, just give you how they're lining up from the Super Eagles end, and for Rwanda, I don't think they care a lot. Let's take a listen to some match press conferences, SAMIES. Then we'll come back, and this is the head coach of Rwanda. He was talking about. He said, "I'm happy whenever I come to Nigeria because they are my favorite people in Africa." What does that mean? I want to coach the Super Eagles, but maybe not now. Let's take a listen to him. Yes, maybe say he love, or say I'm happy whenever I come. So what does that mean? So favorite likes Abuja or likes Lagos. Let's take a listen to him speaking about his love for Nigeria and the importance of acknowledging African legends. Let's take a listen to that, and when we come back, the game starts.
Really, always I'm happy when I come to Nigeria because it's my favorite people in Africa. I will tell you why. I know there are young people here. He's not going to follow me. I'm going to talk about religion, like Odebami. You know Odebami? Yes. Fantastic. You know this is the nickname for this Mathematica. You see the new generation is okay. Yeah, those people, they give us a love of football because when we play against my origin country, Algeria, in the 80s, I was boy, and my neighbor was the left back for the national team of Algeria, Mustafa Kouissi. And that day, he killed him. He killed all the players in the right wing. Until now, we call him Papa Gh𝐾𝐑 is coming. Till now, I think now is approaching 72, something like that. Yeah, 73. And we don't let him in peace. That Kwesi. Always we talk about 𝐾𝐑. This anecdote, what I like. Now I'm not going far because I have a lot of friends like Stefan Kishi, who's my brother. Yeah. You know, was very, very good friend and brother. And I take this opportunity on my name, on the name of my federation, to present my sincere condolences to the legend, 𝐾𝐈𝐒. Now people don't forget our legend in Africa who give proud to our continent. Don't forget the legend. For that, I start to talk about money, about this.
That's the much we can bring from the head coach, because the game is about to start now. So I have a feeling that we're going to get this done. I have a feeling. You guys might disagree with me, but I have a feeling that we're going to get this done. One of the players that will be playing the game today is Frank Onyeka, and he speaks about the game, and then when we come back, we will get to the pitch as we take the national anthem of both nations. But let's first take a listen to the Brentford man who's part of the 11, Frank Onyeka.
The feeling is good. Everyone is ready. Everyone knows, the players will know how important this game is. So we are doing everything we can to be ready mentally for this game. It's good to be back in Brentford. Now, though it's not a great start for us, but it's a new group trying to bring everyone together. But it's good that that I'm back in Brentford.
Okay, so there we go. So we share this mic together, myself, Jolapo, and SAMIES, as we're about to get set for the game against Rwanda. The referee is from Chad. Okay, so it will help us in Sam's being the man in the middle of the park. So the fans, that's the feeling that we get. Not just the game between the Super Eagles and Rwanda, we'll also be taking you across the other games on the continent. On the European continent. Armenia will be playing against Portugal. That also starts in the next 3 minutes. England at home playing against Andorra, but it's full time in the game between Latvia and Serbia. Where Serbia won by a goal to nil. This is Vlahovic with the goal. The other games tonight from 7:45. That we'll see Austria play against Cyprus, Ireland against Hungary, and who else again is here? See San Marino against Bosnia and Herzegovina. And that's going to be for 7:45 p.m. Okay, so we'll get down to business. And the setup is not bad. It's not bad. Even though it's not fail, like you want the fans to be everywhere. But Nigerians will give you excuses why they were not interested in watching this one. But we're interested. And so Eric Shell there, exchanging pleasantries with the head coach of Rwanda. And the job, SAMIES, is simple. You score as much as you can. It's get maximum point as you can. Failure to do that is to kiss the water back.
Well, the high stakes into this encounter for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. See the face of Fidelis Lechukwu as well.
He's not smiling at all.
Smiling. Nothing is funny because in the last 1 month, I think they failed as a group as well. So
failed to qualify for CHAN,
knockout stages, and also this is another job right before their phase. And so we say that the players for both nations, they know the importance of this game. It is just getting themselves closer to the playoffs zone in order to be in the playoffs and maybe catch up with South Africa, in which it is Rwanda. When you look at it statistically, they have the advantage to actually pull the gap closer to South Africa compared to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And so for this encounter, it is going to be the Amavubi's of Rwanda who are going to make the first pass, I think, the kickoff in this encounter. But there is a sort of a conversation between the players and also the center referee, where a minute's silence is about to be held in memory of you, and that we don't know yet. But this game is expected to be you're expected to have over 40,000 fans, right? Watch this game.
What we have here is not even up to half of that.
Not up yet. We open at the course of
maybe the fans will come in. Once some of them were hanging around the stadium, they'll see the shout from the fans that they've hit these Rwandans with maybe one or two early goals. Maybe they will come into the scene. It's all white, it's not green. And then just talking about jersey color. They say if you wear one color, we win. If you wear one color, we don't win. Is it green and white now?
It's white today. Wearing the white jersey. Sir?
Those meats. They don't count.
Yeah, I'm not
so the game is on as we speak. So let's get down. Yes, okay. So it's about 2 minutes old. Super Eagles trying to create something like we did mention that it will be very important for us to start on a good note, cross into the box by Bright Onyemaechi. But no one there to connect, and as much as Victor Osimhen also tried to ensure that he also gets one pass to the Rwandan defender, he could not. And that means a goal kick to Rwanda. They're taking quickly without wasting time. Kevin Bassey there to mop things up. He did. But the ball is out of play, and that will be a throw to Rwanda, according to the assistant referee. So there we go in terms of the World Cup qualifier for 2026. To be co-hosted by Canada and the US and Mexico. So the referee says that will be a throw-in, but a free kick kind of, because the referee changed his mind, and that will be another one to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, where Ademola Lookman was brought down. So that means it's early days, you want to say, but like we said, it's better for the Super Eagles to start on this note, push the Rwandans back, and that is what they're doing through Alex Iwobi.
For Nigeria, the ball with Benjamin Frederick now finds his way to Olaoluwa, whom a lot of people have said it's still the early days for him with Nottingham Forest, failing to replicate what he has shown with Nottingham Forest last season. But the Nigeria pushing with so much advantage, and that was not the best of shots from Victor James Osimhen, and a comfortable catch by the Rwandan goalkeeper in that game. Like I said earlier, the game of high stakes for both nations, and the Super Eagles of Nigeria, I think they know the importance of this, and they are doing everything possible to get the early goals in this game. Alex Iwobi, seems we are going to see much more of him, because he looks like lively and more like he's a man on a mission in this encounter.
It looks like everything in this game, from the few minutes we've seen, everything might start and end. No, everything might start from Alex Iwobi trying to distribute the balls, trying to look for the holes where Ademola Lookman might be running into, and of course Moses Simon.
I think that is what he should be doing. That is what Nigerians has been expecting from him for the past few games, and he's not been doing that. But with two players who can mark for him today with Wilfred Ndidi and Onyeka. He can do that easily, and he has been doing that for the past 4 minutes or thereabouts in this game. If he can keep on doing this, we might just have something that the Super Eagles have missed in the last 6 games they've played, which is creating chances. They have been throwing in passes, long balls and all of that since the game started. If he can keep on doing this, I think it will be good for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The wingers and the attackers as well would be able to play deep, and it's been good so far.
It's been good so far, but it can be better when the Eagles get to score. It's 5 minutes. Amroch, that's the former head coach. Just trying to remember the head coach he was before he took charge of the Rwandan national team. But we'll get to that shortly. But it's 6 minutes in this one. Rwanda passing from the back, make a long one into the half of the Super Eagles. Where Ola know is calm, cool, and collected to Fredericks, who partners 𝐃𝐈𝐒 in the middle of the park, who locates Frank Onyedika. For the Eagles, as we speak right now, is both Onyedika and Alex Iwobi are trying to dictate from the middle of the park, kind of switch the 4-4-2 formation to a 4-3-3 formation. The players just know what to do and how to go about it. Fredericks now with the ball, locate his partner, talking about 𝐃𝐈𝐒, who push forward a little bit and just trying to pick a Super Eagles player, still looking for one to pick. And SAMIES, I'm going to come to you because, at a point in time, if we don't get things up and running on time, the Rwandans will settle into the game, and if they do, that might not be good for the Super Eagles.
Yes, I think the Super Eagles, they've seen that before, and they must avoid allowing the Rwandans settle into this game. For the Super Eagles, all they need to do is go for the victory early in this encounter, so they can also bury the game, with good score margin. Because in the last outing at the FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Zimbabwe here in Uyo, which the game ended 1-1, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, that was not the best of performance for them. And in this encounter also, I want to see the Super Eagles move forward with urgency. And we are in the half of Rwanda, that's talking about Nigeria, and Alex Iwobi has found a good pass, a pocket pass for Ademola Lookman, but that seems to be an easy catch also for that the Rwandan shot stopper. I think the Super Eagles, they know what is at stake, and they actually are on the front foot in this game. Not with a goal yet, but after 7 minutes, or in 7 minutes, they are playing with the intention of getting the victory, because their hopes of qualification is not really in their hands, but still in their hands.
Well, so I was talking about the head coach earlier of Rwanda that finally got his name, INT'L Amruchi, the former head coach of Tanzania. I've also coached in Algeria at a point in time.
Nigeria, I think, with the things that are going, I think we can just call ourselves maybe lucky to have found the goal yet in this encounter. So this is Ademola Lookman with the ball, and Victor James Osimhen is there once again, but it is set to be ruled out.
The flag is
offside.
up. Yeah, when the ball was in the back of the net, the flag is up.
So
we don't have the VAR to check.
It brings to my what happened against Zimbabwe also. We had a goal ruled out for offside still against Zimbabwe, which on a good day was a goal.
Yeah.
The use of video assistant referee.
That was used when we played Ghana. That World Cup game that we drew 1-1 in Abuja, because the penalty we had in that game was the Tunisian referee went to check from the VAR, and that was when he gave Nigeria the penalty after Thomas Partey scored the first goal for Ghana on that day. So they have a well-experienced head coach in talking about INT'L Amruchi, the former Algerian football manager, and of course former player with the team. Talking about the Phoenix Foxes of Algeria, but now he's now the head coach of Amavubi of Rwanda. He's 9 minutes old, he's still goalless in this encounter. Don't forget, we also have some other games also going on in the continent. Fredericks locate Alex Iwobi, and for Alex Iwobi, like I said, he will be the man to dictate everything in the middle of the park, and hopefully the likes of Ademola Lookman, Moses Simon, and Victor Osimhen can provide some bites, and of course see if we can score a goal. The other thing that I also noticed the Eagles are also pushing is to press high in this game.
Yeah, they've been pressing very high. They've been trying to control the game, put the game in their control. I think what they are thinking or what they have in their plan is to, hit the Rwandans early so they can disrupt what they might have had in plan, the Rwandans I'm talking about now. So they are trying to probably get a goal in the early days and put that momentum on them. The Rwandans might have to just sit back if the Super Eagles can get the goal early. And I think that is what the plan is. They've been playing like that. And it's been good with what I've been seeing, 10 minutes gone in this game. But if they are not able to get a goal in the first 15 minutes with the way this game is going, the Rwandans might just settle into the game like you said earlier and will be able to play their game as well. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have been the one making all of the runs, marking and all of that. They've been playing the game all so far in this game. But if they are not getting the goal early, anything can just happen.
And the good thing about the pitch that the pitch is good. That's the first thing caught my attention. I just have to mention that it's in a good state. Maybe just one of the finest that we have on the continent. That we have in the nation for now. Continent South Africa have got about 13 good pitches, but we have one. But that's not the issue for now.
Many people most in North America and North Africa.
Okay, so forget I said most. But in Nigeria, this is what we have, and we have to just make do of it. Abuja, we don't know the state of that stadium, but not about the stadium. It's about how the game is going on as we speak. Yolakwa, I mentioned the other time that the creativity and the passes will come from either Frank Onyeka or Alex Iwobi. That means indeed they will have to be the one to sit in front of the back for Yolakwa.
Yeah, and it's been like that since the game started. It has been Alexander Iwobi and Frank Onyeka doing the job in the middle of the park and Fred Ndidi waiting at the back of the back four. And it's been good.
So they're going to have to come back because we're not passing the ball to the referee, we're passing the ball to Alex Iwobi there wanted to locate Victor Osimhen was running to the box, but the ball hits the referee, and that means the referee will have to do a drop ball, and he's asking the Rwandan captain to move back to allow Nigeria to continue with play. And so there we go. Ball dropped for Alex Iwobi, who, without wasting time, get the ball to Fredericks, who locates 𝐃𝐈𝐒. And you talk about Fulham. It's always a starter for both 𝐃𝐈𝐒 and Alex Iwobi in the national team. They are also starters. Terrible ball passed there by Wilfred Ndidi. And that means the Rwandans have got hold of this one. That will be a free kick to the Super Eagles. Trust the referee to do that, and of course he did, with Frank Onyeka being impeded from going forward in that left-hand side of the Super Eagles defense. It's goalless. If you're just joining us, it's 94.9 32 FM. We'll bring you the first half of the World Cup qualifier between the Super Eagles and Rwanda. They played for the World Cup 2026. The Republic won yesterday a goal to nil against Zimbabwe. South Africa won against Lesotho by 3-0. And it's the turn of the Super Eagles. We'll wait to see if a goal or maximum points will be good. But maximum point on a goal, the boys will be looking for. But Simon there just won a corner kick, and there's one place we have struggled in the last few years. Guys, have always been set pieces, not been able to combat set pieces. Maybe it's not even about the set pieces, it's about those who take the set pieces. You don't find a good in-swinger. If it's an out-swinger also, you don't find it good with the Eagles. But let's wait and see, SAMIES. It's 13 minutes. Maybe this will be good.
So we are waiting Moses Simon to deliver the free kick, corner kick into Ademola Lookman now, switch of players to put the ball into that's the yard. We have Calvin Bassey of Fulham, Wilfred Ndidi in Turkey with Besiktas, the same as Victor James Osimhen with Galatasaray. They are open to connect well with this delivery from Ademola Lookman, but then the ball has found no one, and there was a push on Calvin Bassey right in the penalty area, but the Rwandans are trying to kick the ball out of danger, and can they do that so well? I think that's a first error. And that corner.
There's a throw in. The referee says that would be a throw.
I think
the ball went out.
That's a throw now, and what's its name? That was a quick throw also by.
Wow! I thought that was the South African actually flipped the ball, but the goalkeeper was quick to respond. His reflex was good there. If not, we'll probably be saying an own goal and the Eagles leading. But for now, it's one end to another end. The Rwandans trying to hit on the counter, but that ball went out wide, and that will be a goal kick to Nigeria with Sterling Wabali. I'm seeing him for the first time in this game, I'll say, because we've not seen the Rwandans put pressure on the Eagles' defense so far after 15 minutes.
Ademola Lookman now trying to locate Moses Simon, and then I wonder the formation. That was a quick break. That's still a quick break by Ademola Lookman trying to locate Victor Osimhen, where of course he found him, but there is a tussle of power between the defense line of Rwanda and that's Victor Osimhen. But that was a long range from Wilfred Ndidi, who is also trying to get a goal back in the colors of the Super Eagles.
And the Rwandan goalkeeper is down already. So Dalakwa, is this old gimmick coming too early?
The old antics coming too early for me, because I'm not very sure he's holding his hand, and I'm not very sure there is anything that, with what I've seen, there is nothing wrong with his hand. It's just sitting there trying to waste time, the usual thing.
You maybe can't tell from the reflex save he made now.
That was not something that should.
You think he didn't see the ball?
This reminds me of our recent one of our recent games. No, it was a game against.
It was against Zimbabwe.
No, it was in Libya. When we won, they were Nations Cup qualifiers.
Yes.
Against Libya. Yeah.
Their goalkeeper
was just playing.
They had to substitute him at the end of the day.
And when we now scored, we're not starting one. We're not doing the same thing.
Yes, did the same thing exactly.
So, but it's a moment for 𝐿 to discuss one or two things with Bright Onyemaechi, Moses Simon, for the boys also to have a feel, take some fluid before the game gets to start. And one of the tacticians for 𝐿 is probably sharing a few things to some of the players for them to know how to map out things. We're just seeing some of the.
This onside.
This doesn't look offside.
That's on. That's not off.
It doesn't look again. This is what played out in the game against Zimbabwe.
Against Zimbabwe as well. This is not offside. This is on. That was clear.
I don't know where this is coming from. But it's good that Satellite TV is giving us the pictures, the image of what played out. And trust, if we don't get to win, which I pray it doesn't happen, these pictures will go on the internet.
It does not matter. It has nothing to do with it. The pictures of the goal, the goal against Zimbabwe went on internet, does not change anything.
No. I'm just saying if
yes,
but God forbid. But this way, I think that Nigerians will put it on the internet and say that was supposed to stand.
Yeah, that was.
But I don't know why we're playing the World Cup qualifier without VAR. I remember I said earlier against Ghana there was VAR. I don't know why we don't have VAR. Maybe that one because it's a one-off, not the group stage. But by now we should be talking about VAR helping. We're talking about points. World Cup, yeah.
And it's a 10 match group.
I think it's because many of this nation does not have a standby stadium where they are playing. Many of these countries are playing their games in different stadiums, so probably CAF just felt like just go and do your thing and just do it anyhow. And that is one of the reasons.
You can't just do things anyhow.
Because I've watched the European qualifiers and I've seen teams using the video assistance referees. Even the South American qualifiers, the video assistance referee. So maybe it's only in Africa.
You just put the blame on CAF because we're having a World Cup qualifier, crucial World Cup qualifier that will get teams to World Cup, and then we have officiating, and we don't have VAR to help officials. That ordinarily should stand.
This is 2025.
It's 18 minutes. The Rwandans have got a free kick, and all set for this one. The players lined up a ball. We just hope that the Eagles will be able to keep this one out. It's a free kick in a very good position for the Rwandans, and is it safe there from the Chippa United goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali for Nigeria. So it's just a way. Don't forget the 8 seconds also count goalkeepers. The amount of time you can hold the ball is 8 seconds, and the Rwandan player stood in front of Nwabali, obstructing him from taking the quick throwing into any Super Eagles players. The referee is calling for the ball. He does the drop ball for Nwabali, and the game gets to a start. 19 minutes. SAMIES, earlier I spoke about time. It's very important. 15-20 minutes to get that goal, get you settled. But hey, we're here to have that.
Well, we can't say we didn't get that, but it was wrongly disallowed for an offside in that encounter just a few minutes ago. But the Super Eagles, like I just keep saying, the importance of this, and I look at what the Super Eagles are doing now, and I think I'm seeing so many spaces between these players, so which makes it difficult for those pocket passes to be delivered. Now, this is Wilfred Ndidi trying to find Frank Oyeka, who is going on wide, but there is no one at the right-hand side of the Super Eagles attack.
Yeah.
And that is one thing we keep saying.
I think we have to question what is this formation right now?
Because no, I think Usman is playing more behind in the hole. He's playing behind what's his name now?
Behind Victor Osimhen. So this is more like playing a 4-4-2 again.
Yeah, even if I play 4-4-2, that means see what we're saying. Something is missing from the right because Frank Onyeka had the ball and just looked up to see.
There was no one. There was no one. It should have been either Moses Simon on that right side.
Yeah,
you can't be playing two guys there because it's looking like Alex Iwobi is also playing in the same position that Ademola Lookman is playing. You can't be playing two attacking midfielders. Someone should be on the right side of the pitch.
Okay, let's hope that all of that.
This player except Victor James Osimhen are now behind the ball, and Frank Onyeka trying to tussle with his counterpart from Rwanda, and that's a free kick won by the Brentford midfielder, who is said to be assisted up by Olaoluwa Aina, who also trades his game in the UK.
I thought that we're playing maybe a 4-3-3 formation. Ademola Lookman and Moses Simon flank the wings, and then Victor Osimhen, and they have the three guys in the middle of the park. But it looks like we've condemned the right hand side. Are we expecting Olaoluwa to be the one to play like the wing, like the wing back in this one?
She's not three at the back. It should be even if you are playing 4-4-2, there should be someone on that right side. If you are playing 4-4-2, there should be someone on the right side. And I think. Look at it again now. Look at it. That place is free. It's free.
The right hand side there's nobody there.
And we have three players on this left hand side.
See, it's a different ball game when we do this, where we get the advantage, score early from all of this. But then, if we don't score early, why then are we playing in this sort of manner? I see the man trying to make a statement for himself, just to prove that a certain club side that has not deemed it fit to put him on the field of play and not doing the right thing. But he has been included in the UEFA Champions League list, and this fight for a transfer by Ademola Lookman didn't end well. That's for him. He failed to get that move to join. That's Inter Milan, still in the Italian Serie A. So I discussed something about the spaces. The Super Eagles are not well positioned, and they are sloppy passes. We can't pick out a round pass almost immediately, and that has been a foul also by Bruno Yemichi on that's a Rwandan player.
If this Rwandan side know what they are doing, they can just play on that right hand side. It's too free for me. You can't be playing football this way. Look at that side. That place is too free. It's open. It's very open for you to attack there.
If we're going to put it well, they should just deploy Frank Onyeka to go play from that part. If we want to go in 4-4-2, if we want to have a 4-4-2, then allow Alex Iwobi and Ndidi stay, or even tell Ndidi to go play from that part because he has done it before. And the Super Eagles thought they won the ball there again. The referee says that was an infringement, and that would be a free kick to Rwanda. So if we're going to play a 4-4-2, why not deploy Alex Iwobi to go play from the right hand side and allow a 4-4-2 where you have Moses Simon on the other side, and then Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen
in front.
In front, and then in the middle of the park there will be Frank Onyeka and Wilfred Ndidi. But it's not the case because we keep seeing that part, and the Eagles all attack have been coming from the left hand side.
Everything has been coming from the left hand side, and when you look at it very well, the way this is not something they are just knowing today because they're trained. And if they're trained, the manager would have, the coach, I don't know why I'm calling him manager, the coach would have played them this way in training, and he would have seen this is how they are playing. I'm not very sure you'll be playing like this in training now. You're opening one side. This is not good for them because going into the second half, maybe a Rwandan coach might not be working on it now. Going into the second half, they are not here to draw as well. Their mindset might be a draw is good, but if we get a win is good too. They would want to use that side. They would want to play there because it's just more like we're having one person there. If we are playing, they hit us on a counter on that right hand side. It would be more like you're facing just Olaoluwa Aina alone. And similar to what I'm saying now, see it.
So Sani Wabali there coming out on time, and there's been a tussle between Frank Wabali and the Rwandan striker. Whatever it is, we don't know, but this is not the kind of thing you want to see from a goalkeeper when you're currently looking for a goal and we're of course looking for an important point in this game. So the referee is there, and Calvin Bassey just trying to pull Sani Wabali away from that incident, telling him to calm down. There's a long way to go. There's no point fighting. The ball is out of play for a train to Rwanda, and the referee have summoned both players to come for some kind of discussion, and it's a yellow card. It has been coming, is out already from the referee, so both players will be shown the yellow card each for that tussle they had a few seconds ago. And so there you have it, yellow card each. And Stanley Wabali is not done yet. He's still telling the Rwandan player that my eyes are on you. Okay, so it's a throw-in now to Rwanda. Dolapo spoke about what the Rwandans should be doing, and there you have it. It was him who first of all put his hands on Stanley Wabali, and he didn't like it at all. And then the push and all that happened. So it's a first yellow card of the game for both the goalkeeper and the Rwandan striker on jersey number 19. So we get back to the game where they were almost going to concede the corner kick, but Fredericks were there to pull the ball out of play, and that would be a throw-in. SAMIES will have hit the quarter of this game. It's 25 minutes, and yet no goal.
Yet no goal.
Innocent Nshuti.
Almost the man who was at the heart of that confrontation with Stanley Wabali, and the Chippa United shortstopper saying he has his eyes on him. Well, that was not the site, or that's not the good site in which we want to see from the Nshuti, that's the Rwandan attacker, pushing Stanley Wabali in the face first. And well, for Nigeria, we have the ball in the box. That's
a tough one there. See, look at the way Osimhen was going to react, but he quickly calmed his nerves. That tackle was hard on him, and the assistant referee is just close by.
And he raised the flag for a throw-in.
Yeah, and that was his shin. That was Osimhen's shin there. But good enough, his pad is on. If not, probably we'll be talking about his leg gone there. But the good thing is that we hope that it will be bad. That they have the tackle one more time on slow.
Saw it. He was looking there.
He was going to hit the Rwandan guy. Look at that.
That was bad.
That was terrible.
That's a leg-breaking tackle.
He was going to hit him.
He was going to.
But you know, Victor Osimhen, he just quickly calmed his nerve. And the referee is not doing anything about that. He's just telling him to calm down.
That should be a yellow card, but the assistant referee is there. He's not saying anything.
To communicate to the referee because it's closer to the incident.
And he was looking there.
So I know that looks like Victor Osimhen might not, but for his ruggedity, I'll put it as that. He looks like a man who also will be able to continue and see through the remaining 60 or 73 minutes of this encounter against Rwanda. They are the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. Back on his feet, and Nigeria will take the throw-in now, having that conversation with Frank Onyeka, and also expressing himself to the medics, saying that was not the best of challenge. Here is super captain Trust Ekong on the bench. If you say Adele Bashiru, I could see him. Victor Osimhen,
this is not looking good.
He continued this game.
It's not looking good at all.
When we come back, hopefully we'll have Osimhen. Okay, we've got a few seconds before that, and he's been taken care of in the out of the game. So Olaoluwa will take a long one. The game has been held again. The referee is trying to have some kind of discussion with the Rwanda. There's no point having this. If you allow them play on and they push or a kind of drag back or an infringement there, just point straight to the box or point straight to the. Let's go pay some bills. Hopefully, when we come back, we should be talking about something good for this game. It's 27 minutes old. Olaoluwa take a long one to the box. Well, Kevin Bassey could not collect, and Alex Iwobi pass could not find any Subagus. That would be a throw-in to Rwanda. 28 minutes. So hopefully Osimhen can be back. He's trying to work his way back to the pitch. If not, we'll probably be looking at a series of deserts or Tolu Aroko Dari on. But Osimhen is working around just for him to get back. Ordinarily, it should be 30 seconds once he's off. Once he's got his medics sorted out, 30 seconds for him to be back on the pitch. But he's not yet back on the pitch. Let's go play some base, right? And then we'll come back. Is it 5:30? Because we have this to pay. One is 5:30. It's almost 5:30, so let's still keep talking about it. So SAMIES, let's just hope that we can have a good game. We've seen two incidents that are not too good. Stanley Wabali and the Rwandan striker, and now that tackle from that Rwandan defender on Victor Osimhen, who had to go out for some medics. Hopefully he can be back in a couple of seconds. Fredericks there did a good yeoman's job to locate Frank Onyedika, who's trying to find his way around the middle of the park. He did locate Moses Simon, who have to drop into the middle of the park for him to pick the ball, get past one man, couldn't get past the other man, and that back pass to Wilfred Ndidi was well covered by the Besiktas man. Let's go play some baseball. We'll come back. We've got more to tell you. It's Nigerian Super Eagles up against Rwanda. It's a World Cup qualifier, 94.9, 32 FM.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Malta Guinness is now 600 Naira. Now you get the same refreshing, nourishing, rich premium Malta Guinness for just 600 Naira. Available at stores near you. Malta Guinness, here for every kind of you.
Èmi wòlíì Tèmítọ́pẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù mo máa bọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ látòrí òkè ní ọjọ́ 11 oṣù kẹsàn-án ọjọ́ Thursday.
Ìsọ̀kalẹ̀ wòlíì Tèmítọ́pẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù látòrí òkè ìbùkún ńlá ni ọlọ́fẹ́ gbàràkà Ọlọ́run ìbùkún ti ṣetán láti bùkún wa náà tó bá wá síbi ìpàdé àdúrà yóò.
Àṣẹ Elmaraka máa ń sọ̀kalẹ̀ fún gbogbo onípojúkò tó bá fojú kan wòlíì rẹ̀ Tèmítọ́pẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ Jésù. Ọlọ́run kankan tó ṣetán láti ṣiṣẹ́ àmì àti iṣẹ́ ìyanu ńlá. Ẹ̀túyàyà máa bọ̀ ní Red Block ní ìyànà tó wà nílé epo Poplar filling station lórí bíríìjì Ìwó road ládojúkọ ọjà Àjọǹkú láago 6 ìdájí òwúrọ̀ kùtù ọjọ́ Thursday September 11. Ẹgbẹ̀rún 2 èèyàn tó bá kọ́dé ní ọgbà òróró àtọyìn lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn. Ìṣòro Sunday September 14 la máa fi ṣàyẹyẹ ọjọ́ ìbí wòlíì. Níjọ wa ń jẹ́jẹ́ àrọ́kọ́tọ̀ àpẹtẹ. Àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí tó ń bọ̀ ní Ìyanu Olúwa praise, 𝐿 àti Santana band. Jésù retí yàn.
Life is a series of decisions, from where to live, who to marry, to even what to eat. As you navigate these choices, we hope you've made the right ones so far. Now, let's talk about making a smart investment decision. Investing with Soft Sands Property, a leading real estate organization in partnership with 32 FM 94.9, could be one of the best choices you'll ever make. With our innovative estates like Orange Estate in Ido, Mango Estate in Akufo, and soon Banana Estate in Omiadio, you have numerous excellent options. Partnering with Soft Sands Property could be the game changer you need. Call or WhatsApp 0911 555 0055 or 0916 461 5000 or visit www.softsandsproperty.com for more information. Soft Sands, created to house the world.
Owó iyebíye lọ̀pọ̀ èèyàn fi tún fóònù ṣe síbẹ̀ kò gbádùn ẹ̀. Ìròyìn ayọ̀ rèé, Real Phones, iṣẹ́ tó yẹ wà yékéyéké pẹ̀lú àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ ẹnjìníà. À ń tún fóònù pẹ̀lú laptop ṣe. Bóyá ẹ ti gbé fóònù pẹ̀lú laptop yín káàkiri tí wọn ò gẹ̀ẹ́tì ẹ̀. Ẹ máa bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wa. iPhone, Samsung, Tecno, Infinix, INT'L. Bẹ́ẹ̀ la tún ta fóònù lóríṣiríṣi pẹ̀lú laptop tó jẹ́ London use tó fini lọ́kànbalẹ̀. Real Phones for your phone repair, phone unlocking. We are always there for you. Real Phones a wà ní Dùgbẹ̀, Ìbàdàn ládojúkọ ẹnu ọ̀nà tó wọlé sí Cocoa House, Dùgbẹ̀, Ìbàdàn. Ẹ sì lè pè wá sórí aago 0706 436 8169 0706 436 8169 tàbí 0809 695 7878 0809 695 7878. Real Phones, iṣẹ́ tó yẹ wà yékéyéké pẹ̀lú àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ ẹnjìníà.
Hi. Yours very sincerely, Dean of the Old School here. Join me on Saturday and Sunday evenings from 9 up until 10 o'clock on Classics, evergreen musical razzmatazz, bringing back goosebumps and magic moments of year gone by. You can look forward to Parade of Jazz, Classic Soul, Disco, Funk, Reggae, High Life, and a whole lot more. Classics from 3 decades ensures keeping oldies and music legends in your memory. The password game gives you an opportunity to win something good simply for tuning in. Music Celebrity Birthday rounds off the program on weekly basis. Join Sanjay on Classics Saturday and Sunday evenings from 9 up until 10 o'clock. Right here, 32 FM 94.9 radio station. Together, let's reminisce.
Kò bá jẹ́ 24, 29 tàbí 32 ṣáà ti fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wa lórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ kàn tẹ 32 FM 949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀.
orúkọ mi ni Glory Gbélé mo wá gba owó ní 32 FM mo wá gbà lọ́wọ́ Coco Boss ẹlẹ́kẹta tí màá jẹ lélẹ̀ ẹ̀yin náà ẹ ganu sí ẹgbẹ́nu sí.
jẹ́ pẹ̀lú Coco Box àti 32 FM ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ Coco Box ní ó fi àǹfààní 20,000 naira fún wa láti máa jẹ lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú 500 naira bó o lẹ́ẹ̀tì ṣe jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ ẹ lọ tẹ *347*253# lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ yín èyíkéyìí nẹ́tíwọ̀kì tẹ́ bá ń lò ẹ fi iye ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ tà sí wọ́n send account number tẹ́ ẹ lè lò lẹ́ẹ̀kan péré sí yín ẹ sanwó pẹ̀lú backup yín USSD àbí kẹ́ ẹ ṣàbẹ̀wò sí POS tó súnmọ́dọ̀ yín yẹn pẹ̀lú account number tó ti wà lọ́wọ́ yín èyí ṣe pàtàkì ìṣẹ́jú díẹ̀ péré ni account number ń fi lè ṣiṣẹ́ ó sì wà fẹ́yìí tẹ́ ẹ ta yẹn nìkan bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ bá kọ̀ láti sanwó sórí account number yóò ṣàdínàgbò òkú fún yín látún ti ta lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣe ta tó pọ̀ sí ni àǹfààní ṣe wà ń bẹ̀ fún yín láti jẹ aago 9 àbọ̀ lówùrọ̀ aago 2 ọ̀sán aago 3 àtàago 5 rọ̀lẹ́ látọjọ́ ajé Monday sọ́jọ́ ẹtì ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ náà máa yí koto èèyàn 8 ni ó máa gba ogún ẹgbẹ̀rún lójoojúmọ́ ẹ̀yin náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí kẹ́tẹ̀ *347*253# kẹ́ẹ̀fì 500 naira péré gbàgbẹ́mù lórí Coco Box àti 32 FM ó ti pọ̀ jù.
32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back from that quick commercial timeout. 35 minutes. While we're away for those few minutes, the Eagles have made that sub. Victor Osimhen is out, and in come the Panathinaikos man, Cyril Desert, who just joined the Greek side from Glasgow Rangers. And also, a shot there from Victor Osimhen, Alex Iwobi rather, could not beat the Rwandan goalkeeper corner kick. Nigeria didn't convert that, so it's 36 minutes. So just to give you a brief for some of the things we missed out when we went on our commercial timeout. And that's a long one into the Super Eagles area. All I know will have to contend. He did well. The referee says, hey, we move on for this one. So all I know, I've got some space down the right-hand side of the Rwandan attack. And that's one area that we don't have anyone supporting him, unlike when we have with the left left-hand side of our defense, where Brighton Oyimich have been getting support from Demola Lookman and at times from Moses Simon. Calvin Bassey locates Demola Lookman on jersey number 7. He tries to locate Cyril Desert, but that one defender was there with the last touch. If not, probably be saying a goal for the man who just walked into the pitch in the last few minutes. SAMIES.
Well, like for like, a lot of people would have expected Tolu Arokodare to come in place of Victor James Osimhen, but this is a move where I think for 𝐂𝐿, he has called on another player whom a lot of people don't know what to expect from him. When I talk about that, I mean the opposition, because this is a player who also likes getting the ball and move for the ball and with the ball, not sticking with defenders. But then I would say it has been not the best of gameplay for the Super Eagles, as we are still struggling to get a rhythm, find a balance in this game. But all of these cutbacks from Mr. Simon, I don't think it's going to work. We need to be precise. We need our best option available. And I think going for the being the gunman actually would have been the best. Yeah, you can do it once, you can do it twice, but don't try the third time, because the third time it has to be a goal, but not this sort of action from Mr. Simon. So generally, we still have players on the bench, and that's Arokodare with the last striking option for the Super Eagles. Samuel Chukwueze still offers a bit of strength on the right-hand flank for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yeah. And I look at it now and I say, Alex Iwobi could play on the left. Ademola Lookman plays on the left. Yeah. Then, why do we have Moses Simon on the field of play, and we don't have a natural winger playing from that position? And this also in a way has isolated.
The flag is up, and so that will be an offside flag against the Rwanda. But before I allow you to land, SAMIES, quickly, I'd like to Lapo to touch. I'll come back to you, SAMIES, for you to wrap up. Lapo, is it looking like we don't have another style, another option? This same way we play against Zimbabwe, it didn't work out. What can't we just look for another means if it's not working?
I think one of the reasons why the NFF brought in Eric Sekochel was his style of play with the Malians during the last AFCON. But I don't think that has come into play with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Since he came in, it's just been this same style of play. The wingers making calls or playing from the back to two players up front. It's not been the best of football under this manager, under this coach. He's not been playing well. The team has not been playing like I saw with the Malians national team during the last AFCON. They played good football. They were playing good football, creating chances upon chances. Maybe because of the type of players we have here, I would say it's very well. We have better players compared to the Malian national team. But here, all he plays is just get the ball to the winger sometimes and cross.
Why will the referee stop a game if it's not an head injury? Because he just stopped the game now because the Rwandan player just went down. You can see he's up on his feet.
No concussion.
And concussion. No, the ball didn't hit him. Nobody hit him on the head, and we'll have to go do another drop ball. So it's 40 minutes old in a game that we've seen so many stoppages. SAMIES, maybe we might just be seeing 6 minutes, 7 minutes at a time in this one.
It looks like we could see that, or we would see that at the end of the first half, 45 minutes, because we are in the 40-minute mark now. But early to question the level of officiating of the entire referees, not early, because you look at some of the decisions that have been made in this game, especially from the AR2 with that challenge on Victor James Osimhen that led him to be substituted in the 36th minute of this game. It is not the best of challenge, a leg-breaking injury tackle, like I said earlier, and Victor James Osimhen just happens to have ice all over his ankle now. That's if you are watching, you can see that on your TV screen, and if you are listening, painting the picture also for you.
See
so
what
the goalkeeper also
is
stretching,
also,
and I think the referee should actually be the superior here and make the call. Time wasting, no more time wasting. You make time, it is going to be at the detriment of you.
At what cost is goalkeeper going down?
There has not been any challenge on the goalkeeper.
He's holding the hand again, and
there's not been any scuffle with the goalkeeper. So I don't understand the reason why we have him play with these African gimmicks so early in this game.
This is the style. This is just what they want to do. He's doing this intentionally, trying to waste time. And he keeps on holding that hand. Maybe there is something wrong with the hand truly, but I don't feel like there is anything wrong with the hand, because I didn't see. Maybe if he's injured before the game.
When the Super Eagles get to score, that hand will go.
Yeah, definitely. That is what will happen.
Okay, we'll say the VIPs. Don't please don't mention these guys. Let's just keep with football. If the Super Eagles get to score, you see those things he's falling down for. He will not again. He will not be playing the ball very fast. So I'm hoping that with the little timeout for the medics to attend to the Rwandan goalkeeper, whatever they're passing across to these boys work, because we've had timeout in this game about 4 or 5 times, and each time that timeout happened, the boys will always go to the technical bench to take some instruction.
Nothing
and
has
I watch
changed.
European football. When you have this kind of timeouts, something must happen.
Yeah, and nothing has changed so far.
Nothing has changed.
I've not seen anything change. Like, what is obvious that we that are not technical crew are seeing is we are playing on his side. He's not looking like he's
the referee is not in charge of the game, because the guy who went down earlier, like I said, got up,
and then the goalkeeper
also went down. So there was no point. He must take charge of the game.
That's why I said he has to be the superior here, where he makes the call. No time wasting on my field. We see that with European
the goalkeeper doesn't even look. You see the cameras are beaming on him.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like someone who had that.
There is nothing. There is not looking like there's anything wrong with him. It is just part of what the plan was before the start of the game.
Reason why I said that if you have hit them in the first 15 minutes, all of this will not play out. Even Kevin Bassey, the easiest of things there, he could not do. So
another one was this.
The Rwandan player is down because he felt it was Frederick's boots left something on him, so he's going down. These are the things that now you have.
I'm interested in seeing how many minutes
they're coming onto the pitch. So it's slowing down the game, and this is what we've talked about football in the last couple of years. Now, if you count the number of times that they've played the game proper, it's not up to 30 minutes.
It's going to be up to 30 minutes.
So I think that became a much more rampant during the course of the FIFA Men's World Cup there in Qatar.
Yeah.
So
when we saw like 15 minutes at a time,
and I'm expecting something like that in this game now.
For a referee
who's in charge of the game.
For all of this, I want to see the center referee. you don't need to come onto my field of play as the medics.
Yeah, move
Till
out.
I call you. Don't come onto my field.
This
is my duty post.
He's telling the boys, he's taking his time to tell them we're doing what we need to do. Because see, second half, they will be looking for that chance.
And
that was what Zimbabwe did. That was exactly what Zimbabwe did.
Is it about the Eagles not having a leader on the pitch who can walk up to the referee and express the view?
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
maybe if there was.
Did he walk up to the coach, to the center?
Because it's about leadership. Somebody should walk up to the referee among the Eagles players to tell him that we can't continue to have this all play in a game like as crucial as this.
Maybe if there was William Troost-Ekong on the pitch, he should be someone who should be able to do that. Because even when you look at where he fell, he needs to move closer to the pitch because he was almost out of the pitch. He needs to move closer to the pitch so that it would waste time. They are doing this intentionally. And the Super Eagles of Nigeria also need to, maybe if they get a goal.
It's 5 minutes added.
No, this is bad. This is bad.
5
This is
minutes
bad.
For a game that has seen Victor James Osimhen spend 3-4 minutes on the floor.
The goalkeeper also
the goalkeeper spent 2 minutes. But for the Rwanda goalkeeper, that's Ntwari, is in the referee's book for yellow card.
The goalkeeper?
Yes.
For Rwanda?
Yes, he's already in the referee's book for a yellow card, and I think that's about his antics on the field of play. But they're still safe for the Super Eagles, where Calvin Bassey now has the ball with him, trying to find Bruno Yemichi, and it's a forward run for him, but finds his way to the back again with Benjamin Fredericks.
The referee spotted something, so but he said the game to go on. That's a long one into the box. The goalkeeper was there to take that with two defenders closing down Cyril Dessers. The goalkeeper was on hand to keep that, and again he goes again with that hand again, trying to show us some sign of him not comfortable with that.
I think the referee has given him what he no, that was not needed, but the referee has.
He's going to book Alex Iwobi.
Oh,
no,
seriously?
He's booking the Rwandan player, even though Alex Iwobi committed an infringement there, but he has booked the Rwandan player. Maybe he said something to the referee, so he's been booked. Ombronega. Okay, so that's the name of the player has been booked for Rwanda with 2 minutes of the 5 had played so far, and just waiting to see.
Look at it now. It's Cyril Dessers that is coming to cover here.
Yeah, and the referee just spotted a free kick there outside of the box of the Eagles. That position where we don't have anybody, and you expect the man who should lead the attack to be the one to cover that part of the Super Eagles end. I just don't understand what exactly 𝐿 is doing here.
He has called them three sides.
Not deploy anyone to play in that position, just to provide some kind of support for Olaoluwa.
I think Samuel Chukwueze has to come into this game immediately when the second half is starting, because it's not looking like Moses Simon is doing anything. Yeah, he's been playing his cutbacks and all that, but you have to play with the wings. Let Ademola Lookman stay on the left side, Samuel Chukwueze stay on the right side. Because the way this game is going, if we are seeing someone doing the same thing Ademola and Alex Iwobi is doing on that left-hand side on the right, it would be very good. I understand that over the past few weeks, Samuel Chukwueze has not been playing. Few times, the last few times he's getting the call up, he has not been playing well for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but he's still a threat on that right side of the pitch. So use him there. Let there be someone creating chances and all of that from that side of the pitch, and we might get something.
And just as we hope to get something, it is a dazzling run from Alexander Iwobi, who dashed himself forward, but the ball has been recovered well, and that's going to be an easy catch for the Rwandan shortstopper. As we were talking about Ademola, the right-hand side of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, I was going to say then that in a way that has isolated Olaoluwa, from dashing forward. And that's something we've seen so much of him with his side, that's Nottingham Forest. And also this season, last season, we saw that also during the course of the African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. But today, he is not at liberty to give those runs and also to move forward. And I expected a perfect cross, but that was not perfect from Bruno Yemichi, and that was ballooned in the air by Olaoluwa, So 43 minutes, 4 minutes now, 45 minutes plus 4 It is a 0-0 between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Amavubi boys of Rwanda. The center referee, we don't know what he's doing, but for the players who have been into the referee's book, yes, we have Stanley Wabali of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and Shuti of Rwanda, Ntwari, the goalkeeper, and also Mo Ombonega of Rwanda, all in the referee's caution book. So that's another pullback by Rwanda on Nigeria players. And I think the Rwandans, they are trying to slow the tempo of the game down with every means possible. And in any second, a few seconds from now, I expect the center referee to blow the whistle for half-time, adjusting this game as it is going. But this is Frank Onyeka with the ball, or Wilfred Ndidi with the ball, moving forward, expecting to connect with Bruno Yemichi. And that was also a good cutback, but not with the foot of Bruno Yemichi getting the ball. Yes, Ndidi gets the ball. And now with miscommunication, and that's still a play on. Yes, we still have Ndidi with the ball. You have the Trivela pass. I don't think he has it. What are you doing there, Moses Simon? Can you get the Super Eagles the goal? No, he fails to get his feet on the ball, and that is the ball is a catch, easy ends for that Ntwari. And that's half-time by the center referee, who actually has seen through 49 minutes in this encounter. 50 minutes of action we've seen on the board, but did they really play 50 minutes of football in the field of play? 0-0 it is. Super Eagles of Nigeria 0. The MFB boys of Rwanda. Sekericho expressing his displeasure in that encounter with the cause of the fourth official of the referee. So 0-0 still it is between the Super Eagles and Rwanda.
Okay, so there you have the first 45. We will not be able to bring you the second 45. That's the much we can take on the pitch this Saturday afternoon on 94.9 32 FM. So much in terms of the discussions going on social media, Nigerians reacting to officiating, reacting to the poor performance of the boys, reacting to the coaching of the Eagles. Nothing really working, no creativity, paying too much attention on the left-hand side of the attack and leaving the right-hand side doing nothing there, where ordinarily you should have Ademola Lookman operating from that end, but it's not the case as we speak. So first half is over, but like we mentioned earlier, not just the game on the continent, there are also games away. Armenia are losing to Portugal by 3-0. Felix, Joao Felix with one of the goals, Cristiano Ronaldo, and of course João Cancelo. All of these guys, as we speak, they are playing in the Saudi Pro League. They've got Portugal the lead in the game against Armenia. And England lead against Andorra by 1-0, and that was an own goal. earlier in the day was Serbia, who won against Latvia by a goal to nil. So there you have it. And later tonight, there will be more games in terms of a place for the World Cup. Quick one, in terms of some football news. Dolakpo Onana to Trabzonspor. Saw that coming?
I didn't see it coming. Yeah, I guess he's now the third choice goalkeeper at Manchester United, looking like
third choice.
Yeah, Otto Bayinter will be the second choice, and the Royal Antwerp former goalkeeper now Lehmann would be the first choice goalkeeper. So he's out of favoured and probably wants to play ahead of the World Cup or ahead of the AFCON. So that is why he's making the move to Trabzonspor. He should have just make the move earlier in the transfer and probably join Monaco, who was interested in signing him. I'm not very sure of how serious they were, but he should have just joined Monaco. Going to Turkey, not a top side in Turkey, Trabzonspor, not really good for someone who got to the Champions League final 3 seasons ago.
Trabzonspor, respect to them, they got to the finals of the Turkish Cup before they lost to Galatasaray.
And
Turkish Cup.
Maybe they're kind of the fourth in terms of the big teams in
Turkey. Fourth. It was at Ajax, one of the best team in Holland. Inter Milan to the Champions League final. Didn't he win the league?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think.
No.
Okay, AC Milan won the league that season. I think he won the league.
No,
he did not.
He did.
Okay, but got to the Champions League final, won the Carabao Cup and FA Cup with Manchester United, and now he will be going to Trabzonspor. Not really a good one for Onana, but he will be getting playing time week in, week out. It's good for him.
All right, so that's
getting game time without mistakes.
No, maybe we're seeing the goal again now. I think some of the highlights of the game. Yes, we're seeing that goal again. That was
and the funny thing is the linesman has took the flag off before the ball went into the nets.
So when I see some of these referees, let's go, guys.
Okay, this is okay.
So this is it. This is the angle. So how do you say this is offside?
Not off. This is not off.
In case you are watching from home and you see the Rwandans applauding the Arab there. Okay.
Going home.
Let's go. Indeed, we have to go home. P2 is here for Agbeloba. We'll be back again on Monday morning, 7:40 for Scoreboard in 15. And hopefully when we come, we should not be venting. We should be talking about the game against South Africa, how important that will be. Second 45 coming, but we'll not be here for that. We'll see you guys again next week, Saturday, when club football will be back. It's 94.9, 32 FM. I've done this with SAMIES and Dolakpo. I am Peter.
máa wò mí bí mo ṣe fẹ́ yín.
Mo ń gbọ́ 32 FM.
32 FM 94.9.
Oya gbọ́ṣẹ́ o, ó ń dùn yùn gbà létí. 32 FM ló ń pè bí 94.9 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ à ń fẹ̀rí gba gbogbo àgbáyé. Àwa fierce gan.
Àwa fierce gan, tọ́wọ́ ń wá. Àwa fierce gan. Show me your 32.
Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ o.
Lọ́yà ẹ rọra o.
Ẹ má wọrí.
Ẹ
Gbogbo bí
kàtàrọ̀
mo ti
o.
wo gbogbo ilẹ̀ yẹn.
Ẹ ra o.
You have a fantastic land o. Èló lẹ fẹ́ wá tẹ̀lé yìí báyìí.
Lọ́yà yìí tẹ bá mú wá náà ni o.
Because from my survey, this land is worth like 80 million.
Ìtẹ́wá bá a rí ta ní 80 million yẹn, 10 million máa jẹ́ títí yẹn ṣáà máa wò rí.
Madam, ẹ̀yin náà lẹ ní gbogbo bí.
Àwa la ní gbogbo bí o, ibi tọ́lọ̀ ń jogún fún wa rèé o, lọ́yà.
Fantastic. Abeg, my sister ó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ ti rí lẹ.